and a half all the movies I watched this year.
Yeah?
I've put them into tiers.
Nice.
Lists. So, to be clear, these are not movies that came out this year. These are movies that I think I started this list at like...
You're way late in your movie.
Very late, but it's been awesome watching a bunch of good movies this year.
There's so many movies that you watch in there. I'm like, I wish I could watch that for the first time again.
You know what's funny? I was thinking about this. I'm like, you only get to see a movie for the first time once.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a cool experience when you see a fucking great movie and you like want to tell everybody about it.
And they're like, yeah, I saw that 14 years ago, dumbass.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes there's a movie so good, I won't watch it again. There's been some films that have never done that.
Really?
I won't go back and watch it.
There might be a couple on here that fall into that category where I'm like, I might...
Mud.
Dude, that's the best movie.
Did you like the movie Mud?
I liked it.
Me too.
You don't like it?
You guys are dorks.
Well, you know what, though? What did you like better, Mud or Joe?
Killer Joe? I hated Killer Joe.
No, Joe. Nicolas Cage.
Oh, I don't
You watched Killer Joe?
Killer
Yeah.
Joe is fucking great.
I didn't like it.
What?
It was so slow.
Yeah, that's the one with Matthew McConaughey, right? That's like
Yeah.
one of his first movies.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not.
It's not a first,
It's
but-
like way late in his career.
Okay.
But
So I remember reading about it in his book.
Yeah,
I
I
remember
remember
reading
about Love Actually or something.
dude, Killer Joe's fucking great.
Maybe I gotta watch it again.
It was slow.
I liked it
No,
so much.
watch it again. It's slow. Or don't watch it again because you really liked it.
I've only seen it once, and I
did
really
this the
enjoyed
other
it.
day. Movie Hit and Run. I remember sitting on his... Oh, it's raining outside. Hella hard. I remember sitting on the floor of his room when I lived there, and we would watch Hit and Run. Like, we watched Hit and Run.
God, that movie was
so
was
many
great.
times.
Have you seen that movie?
And I found it on Amazon.
With Dax Shepard, Bradley Cooper.
And I
don't think I've ever seen that.
I remember like loving this movie. Still love it. That's not what I'm
What's
saying.
it about? Yeah.
This Dax Shepard plays a guy who's in witness protection program, and his wife, Kristen Bell,
His actual
wife too. She gets a job in L.A. and he has to go to L.A., but he's in witness protection, and the shit that happened while he's in witness protection happened in L.A. and hijinks ensues, and he runs into the people that whatever. And Bradley
Cooper's like the surfer dude with like dreads.
It's funny.
Like,
it's really not like a laugh out loud movie.
Yeah.
but it was when we were watching it.
Yeah, and I watched it again the other night, and I was like, "Where's the funny part?" And I was really kind of bummed. I was like, "Damn!" I remember loving this fucking movie.
I
And
still love it.
I still like that movie a lot. I still love that movie. I'll say it. I love that movie. But like watching it, I was like, "Man, maybe this could have just sat in my brain as better."
That's the danger of revisiting a film.
Yeah.
Before you get going,
Yep.
real quick. Have you guys seen the movie Hostels?
Like the horror movie Hostel?
No, Hostels.
No.
Or
Oh,
Hostiles.
with Christian Bell?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. It's on my list.
Christian Bale.
Yeah. It's
Yeah?
fucking...
I thought you said Christian Bell. I'm like, whoa.
It is fucking incredible. And it's directed by Scott Cooper.
I knew that, yeah.
And so if you like his stuff, you would love this movie. And that movie is...
I've been wanting to watch it, just haven't done it.
I caught it finally last year.
It's been out a while.
Yeah, and I was like, this movie is phenomenal.
Okay.
It's called, what is it called?
Hostels.
Hostels? Okay, I'm going to put it on my
And
list.
it's basically the premise is this is, in Western times, but a U.S. Army soldier who has this like past of being a badass has to escort these Native Americans to a specific location. And it's everything that happens in between and the relationship that's bonded and sort of the mystery unfolds about who this guy is. It's fucking great. It's such a simple movie.
Yeah.
The performances are incredible.
Did you see the movie with Tom Hanks where it's sort of a similar scenario where he's got to escort this, I think it's a little girl across like the country back to like her like family, but she's like a Native American, I think. I saw it once.
Pocahontas?
No, this
I don't remember what it's
doesn't sound
called.
familiar.
But it was interesting, and I thought it was a cool movie. So cool, I don't remember what it's called.
Have you guys seen, don't spoil it because I haven't, and I just put it on my list.
Toy Story.
Insomnia. No, Toy Story 2.
Yeah. With Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. I've only seen it once, and it was when it came out, and
I saw it a few years ago.
I think it's worth it.
It was a good movie.
Who did it? It's like a Scorsese or...
I thought it was Christopher Nolan.
Nolan, that's it.
Yeah, it's
Nolan.
It's not my favorite Nolan.
Chris Nolan's, he's not like, he has some movies that I just didn't connect with, but that movie, I remember liking it, and I only remember people running through like a field of rocks or something.
Okay.
That's about all I remember.
News of the World is what that movie was called.
When did it come
I
out?
haven't seen it.
Came out.
It's with him in a cowboy hat, right? Oh, Yellowstone?
2020.
Oh.
But yeah, his job is he is, Western Times. He travels to each city telling people news of the rest of the world.
Oh, I think I saw trailers for this.
It was kind of cool.
Isn't it
It's a
so
good movie?
funny? Like
Yeah.
the title of a movie can totally be like, I'm not gonna watch that stupid movie. Now that you said that, I'm like, I want to watch that movie.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good. For some reason, I just like this movie's gonna sound stupid because I've seen it on there.
Yeah.
it's like on Apple.
But that didn't
TV or
hit-
something.
I think it's Apple TV.
That was because like I know there was a influx of movies I completely missed because of the pandemic, and then I also was focusing on my backlog of movies when we couldn't go to the theater. And I lost a lot of series. There's a lot of series I haven't seen.
You'll get there.
Yeah, eventually.
You know what movie I was thinking about rewatching the other day was Finch. That movie was cool.
Apple TV, right?
Yeah.
yeah. Tom Hanks.
Tearjerker, man. Have you seen that?
Nope.
Ooh,
Solid.
It's
That's
a solid movie.
Solid movie.
I'll have to check it out. Finch,
Yep.
Finch. Yeah, that's a good tearjerker.
and it's an Apple TV film.
Yep. Okay, should we get to my list?
Yeah,
here?
get to we keep up.
Okay,
derailing.
I've had shower thoughts about this conversation like every day. I'm like, I cannot wait to fucking get there. Okay, so I'm gonna
You're gonna
start. There's multiple tiers.
Okay.
We're gonna start in my middle tier. Okay. Don't know why. This just feels right.
Okay.
So this is like C minus B plus. Okay.
Okay.
I liked these movies. They just were not top tier for me.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Okay.
I know this is fun.
The Silencing, Room, Significant Other, The Rental, Vice, Wolf of Wall Street, 1 Hour Photo, Panic Room, Old, Lucky Number 11, Gravity, Identity, Gone Girl, Pulp Fiction, Ocean's 11, Dunkirk, Emily the Criminal, The Call, Windfall, The Guilty, The Unforgivable.
Okay. Do we
Any-
get to comment?
Yeah, absolutely. It's what this is all about.
So hey, so this is like, did I hear this is the C category?
C minus to like B plus.
Okay, so I haven't seen Emily the Criminal. I know that's a recent film,
Mm-hmm.
so I can't comment on that.
Same.
It is. Well, I almost got up and walked out
Okay.
when I heard you say Pulp Fiction was a C.
Okay.
You're totally entitled to your opinion. Totally respect that.
It's just wrong.
It's I just think that maybe you got that. Maybe you just wrote it down wrong.
If I wanted 40 minutes of John Travolta talking, I'd watch Grease.
but you.
No,
If I
That's
wanted him
40
40
minutes
minutes of John
John Travolta
Travolta singing and dancing, I'd also watch Grease.
But when
Guess what? He did both in Pulp Fiction.
But in what non-linear world do you get a gimp and a fucking sword and a boxer?
Okay.
And,
Let's be fair.
These are great combinations.
I think most the classics on this list, a lot of expectations. So there's a lot of like, this movie's gonna be fucking awesome, and it's either like, what the fuck am I watching, or it's like, why just
Okay,
this is where that one fell.
Yeah.
When I watched it, I totally see why people love this movie. I totally see it.
I think it's not fair though for me to actually. I'd like to pull back on the comment
Like,
because
you're a bitch.
no. Here's why I think that why I said was wrong is you haven't seen Pulp Fiction, but you've probably seen it 100 times from various other movies that have ripped it off.
Totally.
So I think it
Same with
actually
Wolf of Wall Street.
that worked against you. The Wolf of Wall Street was the other movie I was going to say. What the fuck? Like so.
Mine that
I got
jumped
hot
out
takes
was
about that movie.
Lucky Number 11. That's one of my fucking favorite movies.
And I'm not. I'm like.
But what I
not
loved
hot on
about
that.
it was like, oh, this is like a deep cut movie. Like, Sam suggested this. He also suggested Mud, which is not on any of my other tiers except for the bottom one. But spoiler alert. But like that movie, I was like, oh, this is like a cool movie. It just wasn't like, oh my god, you gotta watch. If once you hear what's in my top tier, you'll understand why Lucky Number 11 wasn't in there. And I get why Pulp Fiction would probably piss a lot of people
But
off.
like, but actually,
Wolf of
now
Wall
that
Street.
Wolf of Wall Street's a little hard for me because like you're talking about, those are some of those incredible performances.
Yeah.
And I can't think of a lot of movies that, like, this is not like what is it? Is it called Wall Street? Isn't there a Wall
With
Street movie?
Michael Douglas?
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is like more of a almost like a
more like
comedy.
satirical.
Yeah,
almost,
like
yeah.
it's and I thought that was what was great about it. And the monologues are fucking incredible, and like the direction is unbelievable. It's just a great movie, and it's interesting that you would find it.
And it's that the way that movie was done is so fitting for how Jordan Belfort actually acts.
Right? Yeah, and I just feel like everything's right with that movie. So it's great, and I think it's so interesting that you didn't like it. But Identity kind of threw me off because I feel like that's a movie that I don't know anybody that's watched that and said just didn't like it or didn't work for me. I'm curious. What did you
like?
not
I said,
like?
I liked these movies.
No, but what didn't work?
What left it out of the top tier? For you?
Identity. That's the one with John Cusack.
Yeah, with Cusack. Yeah. You saw the twist coming, or is that?
I don't know. It just didn't. When I was like doing it, I was like, I didn't love this movie.
Yeah.
Like the other movies that are in my top tier list. Like that was kind of it. And then with Wolf of Wall Street, too long. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's always going to be just
too long. If it's a 3-hour movie, dude. Also, Margot Robbie's Boston accent is a fucking dumpster fire. Her Boston accent sucks. The scene with her call me fucking daddy with the fucking thing that I've seen a meme a million times. Again, I know I'm 10 years late to the movie. I didn't want to watch it. I wanted to fast forward through it. It was so cringy. And the like pound it into your fucking head like Jordan Belfort giving 5 different speeches about like, I'm not fucking leaving. Like, we get it, bro. Like, I fucking get it.
Yeah.
However, like, some of my favorite scenes of any movie was the Quaalude scene.
Oh, yes.
Fucking hilarious, dude. Hilarious, dude. Like,
that movie's great.
Dude, Leo.
Jonah Hill's out there just jerking off.
Again, like, I liked all of those movies. I didn't not like any of those movies. It just did not. It wasn't like my top tier.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so do we want to hear the tier below?
Yeah.
Or the
Yeah,
tier
I wanna go
above?
bad. I wanna go bad tier
bad.
first,
Okay,
yeah.
here's bad. Okay, again,
Mud.
Wait, what does bad tier mean? Is it just
bad's like
D-F.
this one's tough because like some of these there were parts that I liked, but just ultimately fell flat, and I just was like kind of eh. This is either like bad or eh.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't turn anybody away from watching. Maybe a couple of these movies I'd be like, don't watch it, but some of them are like, eh. It depends on who you are. Mud was the first one.
Whatever, dude.
Mud. Steve Jobs, The Nice Guys.
But hold on. Not Jobs.
That's down here.
Okay, cool.
Steve Jobs, The Nice Guys, Employee of the Month, Bringing Out the Dead, and this is Employee of the Month with
No, this is the one I told you to watch with what's his face.
with Patrick Wilson. No, I don't fucking know.
I don't remember his name.
I don't know. Terrible. That movie was bad. Don't watch that
love
movie.
that movie.
Okay, Bringing Out the Dead.
we talked about this kind of
Yep. Killing Them Softly, The Mist, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The only reason this is even
like 74 Massacre?
no, we watched a new one and
The
I've seen it
Netflix one.
twice.
The Netflix
The
one,
only
yeah.
reason it's even on here. There's movies that aren't on here that like were like delete from memory, like get out of my head. This is the only reason it's on here is because it's got the cachet. It's got the name. There's a new one that they made. It's terrible. Not good. And I've seen it and I saw it twice because I watched it here and I went to his house and I was like, I can't remember if I watched this movie, and I must have been like high or something when I watched it the first time.
With the bus scene? Okay.
Yeah.
I liked it.
The Mist. That's a bad movie.
It's a tough one.
That's a bad movie.
It's a tough one.
All Quiet on the Western Front. Again, these aren't like bad. These are just like either too long, didn't love.
Yeah.
And I had high hopes for All Quiet on the Western Front too.
I've not seen it.
It's overdubs and it's a war movie and it's like 2:45. It's just really
Cinematically,
long.
though, was it cool?
Yeah, there was some cool stuff, but it's just a war movie. It's like it's like sad. It's just really sad, and it's like when you combine sad with like slow scenes, it's like, all right, let's fucking get to the killing or like somebody committing suicide or
I
something.
think the problem with war movies is we compare them all to
Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan
You're
is
not
like,
going to make a better war movie. Like,
yeah, Saving Private Ryan is fucking good.
It's a great film.
Okay, Causeway, which was a movie on Apple TV with
I haven't watched it
Jennifer
yet.
Lawrence. It's A24,
I have not seen it.
and I was like, oh,
It's a drama, right?
it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. Not one thing happened. Not one thing. Not one thing. Not one flashback. Not one anything happened.
Causeway.
It's about some soldier with PTSD.
Yeah, and it's Jennifer Lawrence. I think Jennifer Lawrence is a good actress.
She is.
I think she's really good. I get her and Brie Larson's son confused a lot. But yeah, so nothing really happened in that movie. Jobs. It's so weird. They've managed to make 2 Steve Jobs movies, and both of them suck fat something.
I see. I like Steve Jobs with Ashton Kutcher.
No,
because
that was worse than Fassbender.
I think you're wrong because I don't think Fassbender's a very good actor, personally.
The movie was
That's
better.
a hot take. But I liked the overall movie of Ashton Kutcher's better because you get more bigger picture of Steve Jobs' life and how he went through
that
and everything.
movie
As opposed to
the fuck on.
Dude, the Fassbender's was 2 hours of one scene, him doing one fucking unveiling.
Well, I didn't. In my opinion, I wasn't a fan of either film. I think that he's
The only saving grace with Fassbender's is Kate Winslet.
I guess. Sorry, I'm looking up how long Jobs is. Okay, Jobs is 2 hours and 9 minutes. Let's see how long
I think
Steve
that
Jobs is.
the Tyler's
2 hours
preference,
and 2 minutes.
clearly
They're the
short
same.
movies are a way to his heart.
Oh yeah, hour 30. He's the gold.
Hour 50? I'm like, it's got to be great. That's the best movie ever made.
Yeah.
No matter what.
That's
My biggest issue with that list is Nice Guys. I fucking love that.
I'm
movie.
not done with the list.
it's
Okay, so far
There's
my
going
biggest
to be
issue.
some on here. Okay. So Jobs, Vengeance.
Question, real quick.
Yeah.
Is this your longest list?
No, the middle tier was the longest.
Okay.
Vengeance.
yeah.
This is BJ Novak.
podcast guy.
Fucking weird, not good. Nothing happens. There's like 4 jokes that
Haven't
are funny. There's some fucking really good dry humor. The other person's like, what the fuck's happening?
Oh, excuse me.
But
Bless you.
it's BJ Novak, so whatever. The Night House.
Oh, yeah,
Night
I saw
House.
it. I liked it.
I thought it was. Fuck, see,
I jumped a couple times.
like there's this one.
I haven't seen it.
There's like this movie and The Rental, and
I want to see The Rental. I haven't watched it yet.
They're like both kind of the same movie. The Rental was a little bit better than The Night House. I think that's what I was going off of. They're like kind of the same. Or the Night House is the one with the invisible person. I don't know if I just spoiled it.
Kinda.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, you did.
Right? Okay. Not the invisible person, but it starts off her husband dies, right?
Yeah,
That's the one.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Are you talking about the movie Invisible Man?
No.
Exactly.
That movie was cool.
No, there is nothing cool about watching an invisible person fight.
I thought
a
it was
real
kinda cool.
person. It was fine, just like the filming, like watching an invisible person get like I feel like on paper it's gonna be like, dude, there's gonna be like a fucking dude in a green suit, and we're gonna block him out. We're gonna grab this lady's shirt, and it's gonna look like something's grabbing her, but it's not. And it's like an entire fight scene. It's
what
like
they did.
this just
You're like, yeah, that's literally what happened.
it just like optically it like takes me out of it. It's like it doesn't look cool to me. A Clockwork Orange, Oblivion,
Fuck out of here.
Children of Men,
Unfortunately, your list is irrelevant at this point.
Into the Forest, The Pale Blue Eyes.
Clockwork. I mean, but like Clockwork Orange. Way.
Okay.
No, I think I think you need to be put on the stand.
Okay,
Why?
I'm here.
You're in the hot seat now.
I want to know.
There's a line for me between weird and good. This was just weird, and I just don't appreciate long dialogue. I feel like the other.
Then you don't appreciate
other folks.
Kubrick.
And like there was just multiple scenes where people are just talking and there's no cuts and they're all talking funny because they're Brits, I think, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
And-
I think a lot of that dialect was actually like, I don't think Anthony Burgess actually wrote that.
Totally.
I mean, I think that was invented, which I think it might have annoyed people.
I think again, ultimately,
trackers.
it was like more weird than good. Also, it took like 40 minutes for anything to happen where I was like, okay, is this like actually happening in reality? And I didn't enjoy that. Like sometimes it's kind of fun to get into a movie and be like, oh, is this in his head? Is this a dream? Is he going to wake up? Is this somebody else's point of view? And I'm like, okay, actually, I'm like, I don't know what to be invested in. I don't root for anybody. I don't not root for anybody. They rape somebody in the beginning with the big noses and shit. Like it was just too fucking weird. However, this scene, gnarly
Yeah.
as fuck.
Did
That scene was like, I was watching, I was like, okay, we need to be done with this. This is too gross, but like in a good way.
Dude, what was your takeaway? Like, did you get what he was going for?
Yeah,
because
I totally did.
Because certain people, like, when they see that, they're like, that wasn't scary. And I'm like, this is not
no.
It's not a horror film. It's also not a comedy. It's also not a black comedy. It's existential in many ways.
You've seen it a bunch, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and I fucking love the movie, but I
Yeah.
just like, and I'm not, everybody's, obviously movies are supposed to be, the discourse, like
Expectations again.
Yeah. So you had, a movie from the 70s, like everybody telling you that it's just a wild fucking movie, and you go and watch it and you're like, meh. I think like after I watched it, I'm like, man, if I knew going into this that all of this was based in reality and he gets arrested, I probably would have enjoyed it more. There was 2 separate times in the first probably 35 to 40 minutes until he gets arrested. I paused it and I looked at Andrea. I was like, we can change it. I'm not into this. Like, it just didn't get me. And then he gets arrested. And I'm like, okay, like, here we go. But then, like, I don't know. Just again, afterwards, I was like assessing it and I'm like, I think I didn't like the movie. I just don't think I liked it. Yeah, no, and it's a hard swallow if you're not into his filmmaking style, which is usually, I think, he's more of an intellectual filmmaker. Like, he's going to put you through the paces and make you watch a very weird movie, and at the end, it's like,
did you get it?
None of it,
Yeah.
none of that works for the criminal.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's still, it's like, it's just sort of the idea that you can take the crime out of the bad guy.
Yeah.
That was like,
I did enjoy, like, once he's out, he's like, right, doesn't he go back to his family and his family's like, oh, this is whoever, and it's just like some random dude that they've like adopted as a son or something, and he's basically like, what the fuck? But he's like keeps trying to like be an asshole or something, right? And he like gets this weird like trigger. Like, I did enjoy like the story and that. I think like honestly the 40 minutes of like absolute weirdness going on, weird set design,
The set design is awesome.
weird
Yeah,
dialogue,
the props, the big
weird.
white
I didn't.
penises.
It's like I remember the scene where like isn't the main character sitting on a bed and there's some like fat dude with a neck like down to here, like and it's like, all right, are we
violence.
fucking done with this? This isn't good. This sucks ass, dude.
I think that, you know what?
I'm mad at Clockwork Orange.
But that's an art film.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
I did a film class in high school, and that's the movie I chose to like do my final on, to like write a whole essay and everything. And my teacher, Mr. Johnson, was like, "Have you seen this? Are you sure?" I was like, "Yes."
I don't think it's snobby. And obviously I'm kidding when I, say like, oh, you don't like it, you're banished from life.
but National
we're only
Treasure is
half kidding.
best
But like in reality though, that is one of those movies that is just not for everyone, and you have a specific kind of style. I think the big takeaway here is you watched it.
Thank you.
You went in and gave it a
I
shot.
watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
I paused it twice.
Doesn't matter.
And I made it through. And
Yeah.
I think Andrea would probably say the same thing. Like, I don't think she didn't. I guess because I put it in my bottom tier means like I didn't like it. But I get it. Like, I get why people like it. I get the
get the
weirdness.
allure,
and
yeah.
also, I totally respect that it's from the 70s. Like, the fucking 70s?
We're
like,
weird.
That's a weird time, man. Like, and to watch it, you get that vibe. You totally get like the, wow, we're in a time period.
The first time I saw it, I didn't actually get what, I think I was probably 17 when I saw it 1st, roughly around there. I didn't get the thematic, the what he was pushing. I didn't get it. I just thought it was weird and cool, and it was very criminal, and it felt like I shouldn't be watching it.
Yeah.
At 17, like I still felt like this was dangerous. And as I got older, that's why I asked you if you got what he was trying to say, because the first time I saw it, it didn't resonate. It was just like introducing somebody to like hyper art films.
Yeah.
I
feel like I should watch it again. And honestly, I feel like if I watch it again, I would feel differently about it, but I've only watched it once and I don't know if I'm going to sit through that again. Just like I don't know if I'll ever sit through Wolf of Wall Street again. I just don't know if I could sit through another
Yeah. I think it's cool
3
you watched
hours
it.
of whatever.
cool.
And
I think it's fair to say though that you're not a fan of Kubrick.
definitely, because I don't think I don't think I even finished The Shining. I think I got to the maze scene and I was like, or that's the only scene I really remember.
Oh.
I know that's like your all-time favorite.
It is a-
That one I should. That one like is probably is that one better than A Clockwork Orange?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean,
I'll give that one a try.
I think it's more accessible. I mean, for sure. Clockwork Orange is dude. I
It's a
agree with
wacky
you.
movie.
It's a fucking bizarre film, and it's also the plot is it's style over substance. 100%. That movie is
well put.
That
That's
movie
well
is
put.
just not a for everyone film. But again, I think
And it,
for watching it, like, I mean, because most people would just say
Would have tapped out,
Not
yeah.
for
but
me.
there are some weird movies, and we'll get to my top tier. There's some weird movies I watched. There's at least one in particular that I watched where it was so weird, and I'm like, I fucking love this. Like, I like weird. I really do like weird. I like chances taken. I like different stuff.
Yeah.
But that one just was like, it just crossed over where it's like, now this is just too weird, and it's like not good. It's like, it's too weird, not good. I'm out of it. I have to pee again.
Yeah, no problem.
You broke the seal, man.
How many times have you seen it, Sam?
Probably around 10-ish.
Do you feel?
Wow.
Do you feel? I mean, I'm probably right around there with you. Like, do you feel the movie? Do you learn anything new every time you see it? I feel like I pick up on stuff on that movie.
Yeah,
is one of those-
probably. It's probably been about 5 years or so since I've watched it.
Yeah,
I might give it a shot, another shot.
I watched it early last year. I remember specifically because I was like, I want to start 2022 off with like
Start with a bang. I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
And the year before that, I saw it. There was a digital print before they released the 4K, and it was theatrical. And I'd never seen it in the theater, obviously.
Oh, that would sound hella fun.
Granted, it wasn't film, but it was,
Right.
It was still projected. It was still in the theater. The movie hit way different in the theater.
I bet.
It was just
See, one of the
fucking
things
wild.
like that I really like pay attention to in movies is the score.
that movie has
It's awesome.
the music, dude, from the opening frame.
Yeah.
Also the fucking
It just zooms in on them with that.
but just even the title and credits and the opening
Yeah.
scene is like all these really vivid colors that don't work. It's almost like he's scrambling your brain before the movie starts so you can get in the right headspace.
Which is weird because it ends up them trying to scramble his brain later in the
Yeah,
movie.
right. And I just always took it as a take out all the artistic, hyperbole and all of the just the art film aspect of it, and it's really just about how the work that you put into a criminal is worthless.
Absolutely.
That's what I took from that movie, and that like it kind of feels the same today because you let criminals out and they
do more
crimes, and then what do? You put them back and let them out again because they did it once.
They're good at that process.
So I feel like that movie is, above all, it's just a very simple story about how, crime is sort of innate in somebody, and sometimes the lengths you go to are worse than the crime that they even committed. So
Right.
are you any better? There's these aspects to it.
You talking about it makes me like this movie more.
I think
Put it up a tier.
I think
It's a
it's,
yellow.
I think I think I'd be interested into your opinion on actually Kubrick's entire catalog, which is really not more than maybe 10 movies. So I'd be interested in you to I'd love to see what you think of Eyes Wide Shut.
I have that on my list,
Eyes Wide
and
Shut.
So now we know it's on the top.
no, well, I haven't watched it.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant this list.
No. I haven't watched it yet.
And do you have Full Metal Jacket on your list?
No,
Because I think
but
that's my favorite Kubrick
I can.
movie.
It's a great fucking movie.
I can put it on there. And maybe I just got this weird. Maybe like is this his weirdest film?
I think so.
Definitely.
It seems like Eyes Wide Shut. I'm like, okay, Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman.
Eyes Wide Shut is a little weird.
But like, there's at least like some big name actors. Tom Cruise wouldn't sign on to this thing if he had a big nose and was like raping girls.
Did
Right?
you see Cocktail, dude? I mean, come on. That movie sucked.
I mean,
No.
so it's. I
I
think
saw Oblivion. That's on my bad list.
That movie was horrible.
this. I think Clockwork Orange and 2001 are going to be his wildest films.
No, I always forget about 2001.
Yeah, 2001.
Yeah.
2001 is like getting. It's like getting your head spun around, and then someone's like, "Surprise! You're in space. Walk home."
And
Like, and then you're like,
You're in space.
yeah, and you're just like fucking floating and dizzy, but it's also just this.
I need to rewatch that movie. It's been a long time.
But it's just really meditative too.
Yeah.
On like
We should just get together and
science
watch
fiction.
it like we did the other night. Like that we did that one time where we watched a bunch of shit. Where I watched The Mist and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We should actually watch a good movie. No,
You wanna watch
only bad
Clockwork
movies.
Orange?
Yeah, we'll put on Clockwork. Well, I'll watch it on my phone. We'll watch it
put
on my phone right
Oblivion.
now.
Let's put Oblivion on.
Okay, what do you got? What else you got?
Hold on real quick. So from my bad list, Bringing Out the Dead was like such a letdown for me. Like that was weird. And then Killing Them Softly, I was like,
oh yeah, I love Killing Them
really?
Softly.
God,
Yes.
I thought it was slow.
But
It
you
is
didn't-
slow.
But you didn't like the film? Like you didn't like any of the... Because that movie is...
Which one? Killing Them Softly?
Yeah, Killing Them Softly. The one thing that's really great about that movie, like in my opinion, is like the slowness is actually, methodically, it is actually building.
The movie is stressful to me.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like, but then
Weird.
the payoff is maybe not what you expected.
I don't even remember it. Well, I remember it's Brad Pitt and there's some gambling thing and they bust in somewhere and is Ray Liotta in it?
Yeah, and he gets his
and
ass fucking
he gets his
beat.
ass fucked up.
Yeah.
But I just remember like when's something gonna happen? And like the only time something happens is when Ray Liotta gets beat up and then like somebody with a shotgun at the end of the movie goes up and I don't know. But I just remember afterwards I was like, again, maybe some of this is expectations too. Again, like Clockwork Orange, I was like, cool, this movie's gonna be fucking badass. Even though you did warn me, you're like, it's weird. But again, I like weird, so I was like, oh, this is gonna be really good. And
Yeah.
it just was like just a different movie.
I
that
think my
wasn't
specific
expecting.
words was, it's a wild fucking ride.
Yeah, and it was.
Yeah.
It definitely was. Okay, should we get to my top tier?
Yes.
Okay, so this is what my A to A plus or A minus to A, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
1922.
It's on my list still.
Haven't seen
gotten
it
to
either.
it.
Dude,
It was one of the ones we were going to watch when you came over, but you already watched that. You already watched Barbarian.
for what that movie was, I was like so fucking impressed. It's a Netflix movie based on a Stephen King novel. It's the loneliest I've ever felt watching a movie.
Really?
It was so
That makes me really want to watch it.
so lonely. I was like sad the entire fucking movie.
Isn't
Loved
it?
it.
It's a bit old, right?
I think it was
maybe
like, it's like 2 years,
2 or
maybe?
3 years
Is there
old.
time travel in it?
No,
No.
Okay. I'm thinking.
I
so.
haven't even seen it. I'm like, no.
That's 1917. Just kidding. Okay, so 1922.
All right.
Fight Club,
2017. Actually, a little older than I thought.
Finch, Good Will Hunting,
Oh, yeah.
The Machinist, Office Space. So this was surprising. Old Boy.
Dude, which one?
That one-
Which one though?
The American one. Yeah.
The one with
I haven't seen the original yet, but he told me about this one, and I watched it. I was like, whoa.
it's like
Josh Brolin unhinged is how you sold it to me. And I was like,
Old
yo.
Boy was like, you fucking hit the ground running.
Yeah.
You're off and you're
Yeah.
in the storyline. He's trapped in the place and then he gets out and he's fucking people up. And I was like, I'm not bored. I wasn't bored the entire movie.
What was awesome about the movie is you totally can fucking tell it's a Spike Lee movie just by how they're doing
See,
the
I haven't-
fucking fight scene and everything.
I haven't seen any Spike Lee movies other than that one,
You
apparently.
should go watch He Got Game. The soundtrack alone.
So it just for if you get a chance to watch the original, the American version is like Mary Poppins.
Oh,
Like the original is like
way gnarlier.
The American version, I was actually let down. I was like,
Oh,
where
the
did-
American version is Mary Poppins.
I was like, where's the violence?
oh, what's the? Is it an American film?
It's
I think
Korean.
it's Korean, yeah.
Squid Game?
Well, it's way before Squid Game, but yeah, this is like the like kind of it was the soup du jour of like Korean sort of horror action kind of cinema.
What
for
year-
so
what
it's,
is it?
it's widely regarded.
Okay. Okay, so I said The Machinist, Office Space, Old Boy, Ray, The Big Lebowski, The Big Short, Barbarian, Catch Me If You Can, Captain Phillips, and Nope.
It's a hard. I mean, those are really
Where's Interstellar?
really good movies.
There's a secret tier.
Oh, there's a secret tier.
There's a hidden tier.
There's a-
okay.
we
Before
gotta
we
unlock
get
the level.
before we get to the
I was about to be pissed. It didn't even make the bad list.
new. Do we have anything off that list? 1922, Fight Club, Finch, Good Will Hunting, Machinist, Office Space.
Good Will Hunting is one of my all-time favorite movies.
I watched that on a plane and I was like into it. I was like,
that movie. That whole the whole Robin Williams just character in that movie. Just like
once he comes on screen, you're like, oh man, I feel at home. Like I want.
that's one of the few movies
here,
like
yeah.
that. Like just the dialogue has made me cry.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, that movie's amazing.
I was on a plane and I was like, I cannot believe I'm watching this movie on a fucking plane right now.
I've seen it once. I liked it, and that was it. I that's one of those movies. If you asked me to watch it again, I probably couldn't do it.
It's every time that end where they're yelling at each other, but it's out of respect, and Oh, it's so hard.
Yeah, and also Ben Affleck in that movie too is like, I mean, I know it's like him and Matt Damon are like peas in a pod.
Yeah.
I mean,
they wrote that together.
Yeah,
didn't they?
Ben Affleck is like, he's awesome, man. Like,
And his brothers in that movie.
Casey.
Yeah.
Yeah. He plays one of the
Like dudes. Yeah.
Okay, so my hidden tier.
Oh my god.
This is the A to A plus.
Wow.
Like, this is the desert island tier.
Cherry on top.
For whatever reason, I just fucking love these movies. American Psycho,
yes.
Collateral,
Oh yeah.
Django,
Yep.
Interstellar,
There.
Prisoners,
Fucking love it.
Yes. Prisoners was so awesome.
The Departed,
Also great.
The Game,
Okay.
Yep.
Uncut Gems,
Oh yeah.
Misery, and Brothers.
Dude,
Brothers is totally underrated. Very
the movie's amazing.
intense McGuire film.
I'm telling every breathing human on earth to watch Brothers. I'd be
told-
like,
I
tell
told
me
you-
you don't fucking cry in that
I
movie.
told you to watch it like 4 times, and you finally watched it. You're like, oh my god.
the scene. You know what scene I'm talking about.
Bully McGuire,
That
dude.
scene is. Yeah, dude. But that scene, his acting's never been better.
I want to cry thinking about that movie.
That scene
so
alone
good.
should have given him like 4 Oscars.
And guess what? Hour and 44 minutes.
There you go.
It's a great fucking movie. In fact, your secret list is
My
really
top
good.
Perfect.
Like really good.
like on repeat. I mean, like, yeah.
The only one that could go for me, if we're even doing it, and you're probably not gonna like this, is Interstellar.
Get out of there.
And I'll tell you why. Do you want to know why? No, I'll tell you why.
Hey, that's a long movie too, and you like it.
Yeah, but it's like 2.5, not 3.
It's because I haven't seen it. Oh, okay. And I don't. And I'm not.
Is this a Nolan thing?
Yeah, no, it is. I'm not a huge fan of his movies. 'Cause
Neither is Reggie at work. He's not a Nolan
you
guy
told me
either.
that.
all his movies are the same. There's a ticking clock to expedite the thrill, to expedite the sort
He
of.
does use time in weird ways.
Yeah, and it's always the same
This
thing.
guy loves time,
he
dude.
does.
Big Rolex guy. Gore Casio.
I just couldn't,
G-Shock.
I couldn't place an importance on a Nolan film, even though like I want to see.
I would say, but how excited are you to see Oppenheimer?
Totally excited. Like I've seen all.
That's something we should go see too.
I've seen all of his movies except for
Interstellar.
Interstellar and
Batman.
Following,
I haven't seen the following.
his first film. Those are
I
the
don't
two
think I've
movies.
seen that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Those are all the movies that I cared to note down and watch.
That was a good list.
Well, that
calculate.
secret list, all of those hit.
Yeah. It's dude, some of those movies. I mean, like watching The Game for the first time, I was like,
You told me about that movie, and I watched it. I was like, what the?
I was like, this might be the best movie I've ever fucking seen. in my life,
So you have 2 Fincher movies in your secret list, and that's how it should be.
What's the secret? What was the other Fincher?
You have The Game, and didn't you say you had Fight Club?
Fight Club was in the other one.
Oh, okay. But
There's like the secret tier, and then that was in green.
But they're
still
both in
green.
your A's, right?
yeah.
And what's funny is Fight Club was a weird one for me. Like, it again, expectations were really high because I'd never seen it. And all I heard about was like, don't talk about Fight Club. And I don't know how I like didn't hear the spoiler to Fight Club after all these years. Like, I just didn't hear it. And I watched it, and the only part I didn't like about it was the ending. The ending fell flat, but everything else was like, man, this is fucking good. And Brad Pitt just
Like the twist. Did you know? Did you
can't-
see it coming?
No.
Still holds up.
Yeah, still good. Yeah, again, I didn't know all the after however many years. I mean, it came out in like 99 or something like that. But yeah, it was a good movie. But and Misery was another one that caught me by surprise. I was like, I cannot believe I haven't seen this movie before. Like, this movie's fucking awesome. James Caan,
Yeah.
rest in peace, is like so fucking good in that.
It's
movie.
weird because that movie, I showed it to my kids, and they had a friend
with
over.
the bricks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, but that movie, if you think about
The
it,
best scene, dude.
So good.
that movie is like basically a couple of scenes away from being a Hallmark film. No,
really is, though.
No, really. Like the
they-
way
they cut
it's
out all the psycho
yeah,
shit that she
the way
does.
it's
I
lit.
got in an accident. Can you help
Yeah.
me? Like,
I was like watching it with my kids again, and I was like, it's staged very like the camera doesn't move a whole lot. It's very stagey. It's very simple. The lighting is like almost overlit, and it just feels like everybody's cut out like perfectly, and it doesn't feel. There's no atmosphere, but it's supposed to feel. I think very. It feels stagey,
Yeah.
right? But what Rob Reiner did was he took a guy who's a fish out of water in a sense, and his life is saved. Like he would probably die if it wasn't for this person who was going to end up killing him mentally and and debilitating him. But it's the whole idea of like the obsession, people, the unhealthy obsession people have over made up shit,
Yeah.
like toxic fandom, right?
And this is a testament to Stephen King. This is another. 1922 was a Stephen King. Like Stephen King has just written like so much stuff, and apparently in the book they saw off his foot instead of.
I never read the book.
Instead of break it.
Yeah, I don't do a whole lot of reading.
I watched the movie and then I listened to a podcast about the movie, and they because I was like, this fucking movie's great. Like it was so good. And what a negative. I fucking hate when thumbnails give stuff away. Like the thumbnail on HBO Max for Misery is whatever her name is, Kathy Bates.
Yeah.
It's her with like the syringe, and I'm like, I like know some fucked up stuff's gonna happen in this movie. Don't give it away. God
Why would they do
damn
that?
it. Fucking dumb. That's like we're watching Yellowstone. We can get I don't know if have you seen Yellowstone?
No, but I've heard it's good.
Doubt it. Okay. Well, I have takes about it. But it's like, cool, the main character gets shot at the season end. Scroll down. He's in the next 7 thumbnails. Like, cool, thanks.
But it's not he gets shot. He gets like
AR,
a full clip of an AR-15 to the chest.
Exactly. Gets like a fucking SP5
He's
right to the chest. And it's like, all right. I mean, I could have assumed that he was going to live just based on like the amount of money they make with Kevin Costner on the fucking screen. But like, come on, man. Don't give it away with the thumbnail. It's fucking lame.
That's annoying.
I can't stand it. I don't like that.
I hear a lot of people are like up in arms about Yellowstone.
Okay, my Yellowstone take is it's very good, but just like 95% of shows after the 3rd season, just a huge drop off. Writing gets bad, storylines get reachy.
I'm just not a Kevin Costner fan, really.
Well, the only thing I keep seeing is like I'll be like watching a video or something, and it's like in this family we don't kill sheep.
Yeah,
and it's like a trailer.
Yeah.
And I was
That's
like, what
it.
the fuck? Like, what?
The whole
What is this movie about?
Yeah, the entire fucking show. And again, I'm saying I like the show. I like we trudged through season 4, dude, and there's some cringy fucking shit in this.
Yeah.
But like, anytime Kevin Costner's on the screen, it's him in a cowboy hat, and he's always like, "Well, son, nothing's ever easy on this ranch. Never said it was." Like they just all talk in fucking isms, and they always it's either a look down, look at character, look away, squint, look at character, look down, look away, sip of coffee, look away, look down. It's like it's all.
But you said there's no hat tip. None of that.
Kevin Costner is a class act. He's not hat tip. All right, there's no my ladies. But like the first couple seasons are like the first season's fucking good. Mm-hmm. Second season's really fucking good. 3 is like, okay, what are we doing? And then 4 is like, everything's off the rails. You're like,
really?
Dude, characters are just like turned up to a 10. Dialogue gets bad.
Didn't you say they're like a bunch of Rangers, but they act like SEAL Team 6?
Holy shit. Dude. So one of the characters, one of the sons, Casey, his backstory is that he was in the military, whatever, right? Cool. But then like, so he's in the military. I get that. There's a few episodes where like him and like the other ranchers are like SEAL Team 6, fucking full ghillie suits, like night vision shit. And I'm like, whoa. You guys were just fucking like
scooping cow pies.
You guys were like baling hay, and now you're out in the fucking midnight like doing some fucking reconnaissance mission.
Wait, what is the era?
It's now.
Present day?
That's what I thought too. I was like, oh, I didn't expect this to be present day. Like, this is interesting.
Oh, for some reason I thought it was like the 80s.
Oh, well, don't worry. They have 2 prequels.
Oh, really?
There's like 1893 and then 1983. They're
milking it hard.
It occurred to me. So like Reggie at work, he watches it. Mm-hmm. And then like my parents watch it. They love it. My grandma watches it. And my Nana. They're like 70. They're like, love Yellowstone.
Yeah, my grandparents love it.
Really?
And it's like, okay, like this transcends generations. Like it must be a great show. And I'm like, it's about a fucking white dude with a bunch of land who doesn't want the government to take it back. Like, no wonder they fucking like it. It's about it's the American way, son.
Yeah.
They're gonna take our land. I'll fucking die before they take our land.
I bet
son.
you there's not one Japanese car in that whole movie.
Tell you what, there's like 4 black people in the whole show. And it's like one of them doesn't show up to like see fucking episode 8.
I think that's what people were mad about, though. Like that was.
But at least it's like they're not forcing it. At least I guess I don't know if they're trying to be like.
I mean, on the ranches in Montana, it's probably pretty accurate.
Yeah, probably.
But I think that's part of what like accuracy isn't as important as maybe inclusion. Mm-hmm. to some, factions of
They
society.
they definitely are. I mean, there's like the whole like Native American storyline. Like there's tons of that. There is just like so much fluff. Like every other scene is like a montage with like some fucking country boy singing like acoustic guitar or whatever over a bunch of fucking over them riding horses, and it's like the entire song. It's literally like 3 minutes. We have to skip past it. It's
Really?
like skip. It's like they clearly just write and they're like, fuck, what can we do to fill time? Like, oh, I don't know. Are they at a rodeo? Like, yeah, let's get a couple shots of him getting all fucking sentimental about a goddamn calf getting wrangled for 3 minutes. Like, that shit is annoying.
So how many seasons have you watched?
4.
Oh, so you're in.
We are fully
Yeah, you got to
in.
finish it now.
I don't want to. I honestly don't because
Then all the time you've spent is wasted.
I don't think
don't you
so.
have to, though? I mean,
I don't.
isn't that your
Well,
duty
is it
now?
even going to be done? They got 2 prequels and season 5 is like out now.
Oh, so you're on. Are you watching season 5?
No.
No, you're up. You're like caught up on Netflix, right? Or whatever. It's on.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, that one.
How about you? Do you watch it?
No. I'm not because I don't like Kevin Costner.
See, what's funny is like he
I
doesn't like
liked
Kevin
him.
Costner.
I liked him in Field of Dreams in The
seen-
Guardian. That's it.
It's like I don't even think I've seen it. I think I've seen The Guardian. I didn't know it was Kevin Costner. The only way I know Kevin Costner is from the show. So like I don't think he's good in this. He plays a fucking great like cowboy. Like he's really good. But just and it's like a drama show. Like I get it. Like the writing's gonna be corny, but like every single fucking scene is like everybody talks in this dramatic way. Everybody has this like this fucking like poignant way to say everything. It's like people don't talk like that. And I know that that's the I don't know. I just get mad. I'm like, this is stupid.
I get that with with Costner, but I like him. He's just a bit one note, for me. Like I just feel like he's always kind of the same guy in every movie.
Yeah.
But I like him. I mean, I can do Costner movies all day long.
I think the movie where he's most different from most of his roles is probably Field of Dreams.
I mean, like I think you're probably right because the movie that I just saw him in recently was like, it's a movie that I can't remember the name of it, but
No Way Out.
no, it was the kids. It was about a kid.
That's the only reason I even know his name is from that Family Guy episode.
How
is
does
it?
Kevin Costner keep getting
This
work?
is like I'm more confused from the end of No Way Out, and it's them walking out of the theater. How does Kevin Costner keep getting work? I've seen that episode so many fucking times. I had it on DVD.
It's a great episode.
South Park.
Family Guy.
Oh, Family Guy. That was on like yesterday at the house.
I love Family Guy.
My son he went from Simpsons. He
Family Guy
graduated.
still holds up.
Yeah, he went from Simpsons to Family Guy.
Simpsons sucks.
He's like Simpsons is too watered down now. It used to be like groundbreaking and like
Edgy.
it used to be edgy, and now like Family Guy.
Family Guy
is-
doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, Family Guy's pretty funny. I'll like catch some scenes as I'm like working or whatever. I'm like, that's good. Like I can't believe they just said that. And also Peter's chin looks like a dick.
Yep.
Which I'm sure is 100% intentional.
Oh, absolutely. It's Seth MacFarlane. There's
Yeah,
no way it's
that
not
guy's-
intentional.
What's weird is like Seth MacFarlane has done a bunch of stuff, but Family Guy's the only good thing he's done.
Ted was funny. Not Ted 2.
True.
Ted was funny.
good. American Dad sucked.
I couldn't
Yeah, I
do the
didn't like
Orville. I
it.
tried and
The
I fucking
Orville-
turned it off.
I'm never gonna watch it. There's
couldn't
no
do
way
it.
I'm gonna turn that shit on.
I didn't think it was funny, but I guess I heard that it becomes a little better after like the first season's just wonky and all over the place, and then
Yeah,
they figured out the
I'm
show.
good.
But I just wasn't into it.
Didn't he do some other movie too? I don't remember.
Some Western.
Yeah. It was some Western
Oh
movie.
yeah, with
Hateful Eight.
wasn't he with Will Ferrell?
Was Will Ferrell in it? I don't know. I didn't watch it. It didn't look good.
No, that doesn't sound very good to me. I mean, I didn't watch it either, but I knew it existed.
So let me throw it back to you guys. You guys watched any like great movies this year that you can remember? Also, highly recommend jotting them down.
I was gonna say
It's really-
This
it-
makes me want to do that now. Just go through everything.
It's a start. I mean, this is like
I feel like I've seen too many movies.
the thing is like this is probably more like an all-time list. But I mean, what am I gonna put Tommy Boy on there? Like, obviously, I love Tommy
Right.
Boy,
Yeah.
or like whatever. So this is probably just like a from 2022, all the movies I've seen. Like this is. I'm just gonna keep adding to it.
Right. Since you've kind of like dove into the movie watching realm, do you have like a front runner for favorite like director?
Interstellar was maybe my favorite movie I watched this year. So Nolan, but I don't know. I'm not super in tune to directors for some reason. But who did Prisoners?
That would be Denis Villeneuve.
That one.
That movie.
Prisoners?
The movie's awesome.
Prisoners.
Hugh Jackman is
Dude,
I
I'm
rewatched
amazing
it.
in that movie.
A month ago. I rewatched it because I was like, this movie's so good. And it was on.
so good.
I think it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I told my daughter, I was like, here's a movie you'll really enjoy because the acting and the mystery
is top tier.
it's
great.
just so. And Jake Gyllenhaal in a
Dude, Jake Gyllenhaal's another one who's just like, fuck.
He doesn't miss.
He can't miss.
that
Dude.
guy's
So
just
good.
because he's all in.
Yep.
When he's acting, he's on. Have you seen that? Was it 911?
Yeah.
Like
Or the
Jake
guil-
Gyllenhaal
the
rage-
guilty.
the guilty, yeah,
Yeah.
Great.
The
Same,
guilty.
911, same thing.
yeah. But he's a 911 like
Yeah.
operator, yeah. But
Jake Gyllenhaal rage acting is
Yeah.
phenomenal.
like that movie is a guy in a room.
And Brothers. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, he's just fucking,
Southpaw.
God.
dude.
Oh
Enemy?
my God, dude.
Enemy was awesome.
Enemy?
Fuck.
Donnie
movie's-
Darko.
What was
Yeah.
the one with the news where he was the news guy?
Oh, Nightcrawler.
Fucking
dude.
Night.
Nightcrawler is one of the best
Is
movies.
Jake Gyllenhaal the best
ever
actor of all
made.
time? Like
No, Nightcrawler is one of the best movies ever made.
that movie was.
That movie's
fucking
awesome.
Great.
We watched that in theaters, didn't we?
I didn't go see it with you. No.
Fuck.
and he's so like gaunt and like
Yeah.
creepy and
just
thin.
like he's like, I'm getting mine. I
Yeah.
don't give up. And then
Yeah,
his,
he's
his
so good,
His
dude.
fucking like coworkers dying in front of him. He's like, let's fucking shoot
Yeah.
this shit. Like,
Yeah.
the movie was like so good, but so cringy.
So to answer your question, no, I don't have like a director that I'm in tune with, but like it is surprising to watch a movie. I guess you just every time you watch it, every time like I go into a movie and I don't know who the director is, I'm like, oh, who is this? And it's some no name. I'm always surprised by no name. It's like, is it Spielberg, Fincher, Nolan, James Cameron, and anybody else? I'm like, oh, that's random. Just
Yeah.
because those are the only dudes that like I know off the top of my head.
sure.
But no, I don't have like a favorite director. And I'm hesitant to say Nolan because I haven't seen Tenet. That movie seems confusing. Inception took me twice to watch when it came out to like really get it.
Yeah,
Who
see,
did
I-
Shutter Island? Was that Nolan too?
Scorsese. I didn't like
Yeah.
Tenet.
Scorsese, man, he's either hit or miss for me though. I mean, Scorsese did Bringing Out the Dead. It was fine. I mean, and then he did Wolf of Wall Street, and I mean, people love that movie, obviously. And I was just like, I get what you were doing, but
yeah.
Yeah, Scorsese. I think you know he's very real. I mean, he makes the movies he wants.
Who
to
did The Big
make.
Short? I'm cutting you off. I'm so sorry.
No,
'Cause that movie was when I watched Wolf of Wall Street.
Was
I
that Zemeckis?
When I was watching Wolf of Wall Street, I was like, I would rather be watching The Big Short right now.
The Big Short is an awesome movie.
Big Short was great. I
I think
love
it's
that
the same
movie.
guy that did Don't Look Up or something.
I haven't seen that.
Adam McKay.
Adam McKay, I think.
Yeah, it's
Oh, he did.
Adam McKay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, he's great.
Which did you
Also,
see
Don't Look Up was awesome.
Yeah, but I didn't expect anything.
I haven't seen it.
And like we were
Really?
watching it. Yeah, it's
Oh,
fucking
you're
bizarre.
gonna enjoy that.
good?
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's super satirical.
Yes.
It's very what is the word I'm looking for? It is kind of mean spirited. in a way, you know?
not to like the main group of
No.
actors, but everyone on the outside of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of a reflection of like society.
Yeah.
And how we're ugly.
Have you seen Barbarian?
I loved it.
Holy shit!
I was okay.
I know that
I'm
was
mad
on
at
my
this guy
that was on my top tier
because
or on my
he
on
was
my
coming
brain.
over to watch horror movies, and I was like, dude, we're gonna watch this one. He comes over. Have you watched Barbarian? I watched it last night.
I was like, I watched it last
bitch.
night, dude. I watched the night before, and I was so bummed because we watched The Mist and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And those movies were fucking dumpsters, dude. Those movies sucked ass.
The Mist is not that bad.
Barbarian was maybe like the I don't know, maybe the fun. I don't know. That movie was fucking rad.
It's funny because
I love that movie.
Barbarian feels like the movie that I wanted to make when we made Rogue River, and I texted the writer producer, and I was like, "Dude, somebody did it right. Like they did the fucking movie like
weird
that we wanted to make, and it was just like it was the right time. Like Barbarian was what really worked in that movie was the comedy,
Yeah,
just sort of the ignorant character,
yeah.
knowing he's in a house of horrors, but not knowing it was hilarious, and like he's obsessed with money and trying to get out of the hole like an asshole,
Yeah.
you know.
I
And you're
gotta
just
watch
like,
it.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything
Yeah,
away because
but-
like the ending too is like, oh my god, I cannot believe he just fucking did that
Yeah.
shit. And then, oh man, it's
So,
so good.
you
It's
have not
so
seen it?
good.
And I have not
Okay,
because I was waiting for someone.
Yeah, instead we watched The Mist and Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That was your penance.
I think
That was your punishment, even
but
though you've seen
The
The
Mist
Mist
is-
like 5 times.
The Mist is not a bad movie.
The Mist is the best movie ever made. First of all,
What's your take on The Mist?
so. I think it's a strange one
another
because
another Steven Spiel or another
Stephen King.
Stephen King.
This he's winning your list right now. He's
Spielberg or
got more appearances.
Spiel King?
So
Kingberg?
I like The Mist. I like
The ending.
I like
The
Thomas
ending
Shanks.
is so good. The payoff is
You know what's funny?
amazing.
All Quiet on the Western Front had a missed ending, dude.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Should I spoil it?
No,
Yeah.
no, I want to see it.
Oh.
Okay.
But The Mist, there's a black
Now
and,
you got to get to the end of the
well, there's a black and white version. You have to see it.
Of The Mist?
Yeah, and it's way better.
It's a what?
There's a black and white version of The
Dude, we
Mist.
could just watch it in black and white. Just turn it black and white.
No, but like it makes sense though, because that movie is very much a B movie. It's very much a comic book premise, right? Trapped in a store, fucking aliens,
And
like,
bad, yeah.
yeah. But it's what that is. And when you
Right.
watch in black and white, for some reason, it just takes on a whole new life.
Weird.
It just seems like it
Oh,
works.
the
like it should
Lighthouse
have
too.
been
Did we watch
you
that
know?
this year? Or was that last year?
That was last year
Yeah.
with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. That
Did you
movie
like
was,
that?
I loved it.
That would probably bottom tier for me.
I could
That'd be
see how
bottom
that's
tier
a
for me.
tough movie for a lot of people to enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
but just the acting of those two was unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Willem
Okay,
Dafoe.
I'm sorry. I cut you off. Favorite movies you watched this year? Whether they came out this year or you
Oh.
got around to watching this year that you can think of off the top of your head.
This is a really good question.
Sam, if you got one, then go. I know. If you
It's
don't,
hard for me
if you don't write them down, it's tough.
Yeah, that's my problem here.
I just started to back up with Letterboxd.
Letterbox D.
Archiving or putting my films in a diary, like
Yeah.
films I've seen. Favorite movie? That's so hard for me.
I mean, this one's more of just my thing. I really liked the new Top Gun.
I haven't seen it. I will watch it. I know it's not the same watching it here, but I'm gonna watch it with my headphones because it's on Paramount Plus now, or it's on Peacock or something now. So
I have the DVD too, if you want that.
Oh, you have the new Top Gun?
I got it for
DVD?
Christmas, yeah.
Okay, I'll probably watch it on streaming.
I got it with the shirt too.
And then I'll just complain. Oh shit, dude, are you in the Air Force, dude? Were you in the movie? Look, dude, they tried to cast Tom Cruise and they got me.
Because I was inverted.
Did you send me that thing with the director guy talking about how Top Gun is about a guy like
Yeah,
fighting against
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino's
Talking
like,
about how
like, it's
Top
a-
Gun's actually like him realizing he's gay or
he's
something.
gay? Yeah, it's hella funny.
I think I said it to both of you, didn't I?
Probably. I don't know. We got a group thing, and then like you send me things separately. I'm sure.
Well, it's like, yeah, because sometimes I forget to like make it a group, and it's like send separately. I'm like, fuck,
It's all right. Bully McGuire's the best. Dude, we need a Bully McGuire group.
dude. I'll do it.
Trying to look at.
Can I please watch the first Top Gun before you watch the new one?
See, that's what Reggie was telling me. He's like, you should probably watch it. And I'm like, it's about fucking planes.
It's
and,
not
like,
just
gay
about
dudes
planes.
and volleyball. Like,
It's not about planes.
it's a volley. Is that a found footage movie?
It's about Tom Cruise not wanting to give up the one thing that he wants to do.
Found footage or volleyball or gay men, dudes with their shirts off
I
in
mean,
oil.
that scene though, like there's always the dudes with the
Yeah.
shirt off scene. That one is like
What music do they have over this one?
I don't remember.
it's not memorable.
I picture like Panama by Van Halen.
no.
Panama.
Band, they're all in slow motion. They're all like,
Yeah, but that could actually really work. for
It
that
could.
scene.
Yeah.
Goose.
Yeah.
And they all
Goose's
got their
Kid.
fucking- they got the aviators on. Aviators, another one on my list, and it just dropped on Netflix. And I'm gonna fucking watch that shit.
I think
I think Aviator. It is a long one.
I'm in for it.
I think
though.
that might make secret list.
You think that'll make Desert Island a
I think
A to
it
A
might.
plus?
That's a amazingly acted movie by Leo.
Leo. Yeah, Leo's fucking good.
I can't name a best film of last year. I'd really have to like.
I really liked Finch.
Yeah, that came out like in 2020 though, but you watched it last year.
I watched it last year.
Yeah. Finch was good. Finch was in my top tier, not my hidden tier, but my top tier. That movie was good, man. I fucking cried at the end of that
Same.
movie. Like that movie fucking got me, dude. Tom Hanks is just like
And
Captain Phillips. Captain
Yeah.
Phillips was like,
Dude, good movie.
dude, when I watched that movie for the first time, I was like, oh, thank God they didn't get it the first time. Thank God they didn't go on the first time. I was like, God damn it, that's what the movie is they storm the boat. And I'm like, don't want them to do it. Like,
So
Tom Hanks, stay safe.
Yeah.
have you actually seen all the way through Castaway?
No. I've seen like bits and pieces. That's another one on my list. That's a weird one though, because like I definitely know what happens, and I'm watching, and I'm like, I've seen this part, and like I want to skip to like the middle, but I'm like, I gotta watch the whole thing.
There's not many better movies acted than that with no cast. Like
apparently they filmed that part of that in Costa Rica on the Manuel Antonio Beach. At least that's what our tour guide told us, and he's probably lying to get tips. That fuck.
I mean, it could be entirely true, but that is a great movie.
yeah, Robert Zemeckis is one of my favorite directors.
Good, dude.
He did Back to the Future, right? Him and his brother or something. Robert and someone else Zemeckis. Am I totally making that shit up? Who did Back to the Future?
Robert Zemeckis.
Right? Yeah. And who's his brother?
I don't know.
Someone? I thought he had a brother.
Jimmy? Richard? I don't know.
I was gonna say Robert and Bob, and I'm like, that's the same person.
Guy. Yeah, Bob Zemeckis, same guy.
He also did Forrest Gump.
See,
I know. I don't think you like Forrest Gump.
I've definitely seen Forrest Gump. I get it. He's special, and his mom's a hoe. But like the movie just is like, I get it. It's one of those. It's like
his mom being a hoe is such a small part of that movie.
That's all I got from
Why do you
it.
pick up on that?
Yeah, I mean,
Sally Field also, dude. Come on.
Just a means to an end.
Sally Field don't miss,
Sally Field doesn't miss.
especially in Forrest Gump. More like Forrest Hump.
Shit.
Sally Field's a great actress.
So do you guys have like a movie from last year that's your favorite? Like
movie that came out last year?
yeah, like the last year that you came out and that you saw last year. That's your favorite.
The only one I think
movie of last year.
Barbarian. Although I don't know when
Top
that
Gun.
I don't know when that came out, but I'm gonna say
That's last year.
Barbarian. I'm gonna say Barbarian.
I got to go Top Gun.
Barbarian and your
Top Gun. Yeah.
Man, this is a hard question for me. I saw a lot of movies and I'm trying to like mine through them.
Nope. You know, Nope was. Have you seen Nope?
I haven't seen it yet. I've heard very, very mixed things. I've heard okay, very awesome.
I thought it was gonna be like
I liked it.
fucking cinematic amazingness, and it was really good. It was obviously just hyped up a lot.
We talked about it on the pod.
Yeah.
we did because you saw it, and I was like, "Cool, it's on Peacock now. I'm going to watch it." And I watched it, and it was very good. I really liked it. And there's one scene that made me so claustrophobic and gross, and like I was high when I watched it, and like when they get sucked up into the thing, and they're all like. I even hate talking about it. I'm getting like goosebumps talking about it. And they're like in the thing.
It's like a child's unblown up play.
And I'm
toy.
like, ugh, like imagine you get sucked up by this fucking UFO, dude. And it's like, well, I could just like slide out below me, but you can't. And let me go above me, and there's people, and it's like, oh my god, I'm in a UFO, and I can't move forward or backwards or side, and you're just like panicking,
Yeah. like nothing works the way you think it would.
Terrible last moments that would be. And that scene, I was like, holy shit, I haven't felt that in a while, where I'm like in a sci-fi movie and some weird shit happens and you like get put, because it's very physical, right? There's no CGI. It's like, it's a physical thing. You're like, oh, that's like the guts of the UFO thing that they're in.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really, really sick.
It was cool. It was a cool design. It was thrilling, but it was definitely like spectacular, you know?
Yeah.
I also liked how the alien. Wait, did you see Nope?
No.
Okay. I liked how they handled the introduction of the alien.
Mm-hmm. It was like, yeah. They did a good job of like, you know, they keep it mysterious, but not like corny mysterious.
Right.
Like they do a good job of not making you feel like, okay, like when the fuck is this thing gonna come? Like we all get it. Like I get it, but you don't know, like, oh, are we gonna see this thing? Are we not gonna see this thing? Are they gonna get it? And also I've seen a bunch of stuff, I'm sure you have too, Sam, and you too, Jordan, about like the way they filmed that too. Like they filmed it, like did they film all the night scenes during the day or something like that? How did they do that?
It was the cinematographer was talking about it using I want to say like infrared.
Wow.
And then, you know, laying that on top of the footage and then doing like a day for night correction, and it gives it, I could be wrong on the method, but and it gives it this like, you know, this night vibe.
Yeah.
But it actually, like, when you're watching the movie, for me, I buy it. It feels
Dude,
like,
I really liked
cool.
it, because going into it, I was like, oh, I remember seeing something on TikTok like a bunch of times or on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I'm filming it at night, and I'm like, this does look different.
Yeah.
It does look like intentional, like the moon is super bright.
Yeah, it's like
but
heightened night.
Yeah, like very intense night, but
It's
like
cool.
well lit, and I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, no, I liked it too. I took my daughter to see that. We both walked away going, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I think that is like a cool movie. You could like, you know, anybody could watch that movie. Honestly, I mean, there's not like any guts or it's a thriller. Like it was, I think it was a really good. Maybe Nope was the best movie. I mean, I love Barbarian. Barbarian and Nope are probably
I like Nope.
I did enjoy Crimes of the Future.
That was cool.
That was a cool movie.
Probably like a little, like a little scene film because it just had such a small release. We had to go to the worst place possible,
on Truxel to see that thing.
If I see it on a streaming thing, do you think I should pop in and try and watch it?
It's weird.
It's very weird.
It's Cronenberg, so it's definitely.
I watch Clockwork Orange, so like I can handle weird.
It's a different kind of weird.
Yeah, I would say that that Nope, Barbarian. Another one I liked was Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. That was really good too.
I haven't heard of that.
That's with Pete Davidson, right?
Yeah. It wasn't at all what I expected.
It looks just kind of like a very mild horror comedy.
It's just not. It's just different.
Okay.
The film plays out in a way that you expect it to, with a completely out of left field ending. So
interesting.
There's a twist.
What is this? Bodies, Bodies, Bodies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Huh.
Also a good movie.
I didn't see. It's on my list. I think it's on like whatever stream. Smile. Did you see Smile?
Smile, I thought was one of the best horror films I saw last year.
It's on my list.
brother said it's unreal,
Dude,
and I haven't seen it
That's
yet.
one we should watch.
I still want to see that, and I want to watch Black Phone again.
I haven't seen it. I know that it's supposed to be good.
It's good, not scary, just good.
Just good.
Just a good
Who's
thriller.
in it? Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke, yeah.
Another one, Sinister 5.
No, it's.
Or is that Kevin Costner?
It's Ethan.
Sinister was cool though. That was a cool movie.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
that was a freaky movie.
We watched that night. We watched that, and we watched
The Lighthouse. No, we watched
As Above, So Below.
That movie's good.
That
dude.
movie was good.
Also,
When they're in the catacombs.
Found footage.
Found footage.
Oh fuck! No. Interstellar was the found footage movie.
Dude, Lion King.
Do you honestly, a serious question though? Spider-Man is a found footage.
I think we talked about that.
It's
Could totally
the best
work.
idea, and
No,
also
hold on.
the Spider-Verse.
Only Bully Maguire. Found
Only
footage.
Bully Maguire.
Bully Maguire found
You
footage.
have to send him some Bully Maguire. You have to.
Yeah. Do it
right now, dude.
You got to find the one that's the Aunt May. Like, I beat an old lady with a stick. It's the funniest shit, dude. I
hilarious.
cackle laugh when I watch them. It's so funny.
I'll be in my office.
Tobey
laughing.
Maguire's
People are
another
like, "What are you
interesting
doing?"
dude. Like, Spider-Man, and then I watched the movie Brothers, and I'm like, where is this guy in more movies, man? Like, the dude.
Great Gatsby, bro. Seabiscuit.
Oh, fuck off.
See,
with
I think
Great
he got.
Gatsby.
I think
Yeah, Great
Hollywood-
Gatsby's not good.
I don't think he's a fan of Hollywood.
What about Bollywood Babylon? You guys gonna see that?
No, I have zero desire.
Is that a musical?
No, it's.
Remember we saw the trailer for that in the movie we saw, and it was like, what is this?
Yeah, what is
about?
happening?
A bunch of rich people.
I don't.
In the 20s.
I have no
think?
desire to see that. It was, the making of an epic. I think the movie is kind of about the roaring Hollywood scene in the 20s, like how off the rails it was.
What? Are you looking at the Bully Maguire
Yeah,
thing?
Spider-Man 3, but with guns.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
They do like all of them.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, like, oh god, they're so fucking funny.
I'm sending you like a ton.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you gotta like watch them all while you're like taking a shit or something. That's
I
why.
will.
MJ tries to break up with Bully Maguire.
Oh, little MJ, and it's like the shitty like ADR, like they cut from another scene and they make it their own scene, dude. It's so. Oh, why don't you rub some dirt on it?
Did you like that video I sent you where the guy breaks that girl's arm?
Oh my god, dude! He sent me one with some lady arm wrestling some dude, and her arm breaks, and I'm like,
Oh, that's the kind of thing you have to prepare somebody for.
yeah. He just sends
Yeah,
it to
I
me.
just said-
He just sends it to me with nothing, just like the The caption is like, "I hate when this happens," and her fucking arm gets snapped in half. It's like, I'd rather watch a beheading
She's all-
video. Fuck.
He just broke my arm.
She's like, "Oh my god, I just broke my arm! I just broke my arm!"
Like, yeah, I know. I heard that
You see
shit.
that beefcake? He hasn't stopped eating steaks since he was 6, and you're fucking 110 pounds.
Oh, my God.
I think one of my favorite ones is when the Andrew Garfield, when Emma Stone's like, yeah, I think he's second in his class. She's like, you sure? And then she dies.
Yeah, and they cut him, and he's like, "Oh my goodness!"
I'm going to have to watch these.
Yeah, they're hella funny.
You're going to be dying.
Yeah, the internet's it's a great place if you want to find some obscure laughter. Other than that, it's the worst place you could go.
Yeah,
I mean, it
it's
just
pretty dumb.
Yeah, I've noticed that like I spend less time on my phone just really like looking for other people's opinions.
Yeah.
Don't want them, don't need them. But I do like that if anything happens, the internet's got a meme for it immediately.
Yeah.
There's guys out there that are 24/7 on-call memesters.
Yeah. Oh,
They're
yeah.
just like-
Something happens and they're like going to
Yeah.
make a meme out of it.
Yeah, like it's like
Bully
some
McGuire.
social thing that happens out there or whatever. Or they got the meme ready.
Yeah.
They're just memeing 24 hours. And they keep everybody entertained. You know?
They're pretty good, man. Speaking of things that happened, did you hear about that fucking... I mean, I'm sure you all did, but
I'm still sending you Bully McGuire memes.
that football player that's like
DeMar
dead,
Hamlin?
half
Yeah,
dead.
yeah.
Jesus
Apparently he's
Christ,
doing
dude.
a lot better now.
A lot better based on he doesn't have a breathing tube. And he
So-
can
Well, he's on like 100% oxygen now.
Yeah, but like, so
Or
that,
off 100% oxygen.
that's interesting because the first thing I went, right, when I heard that happened, I was reading an article about it. And because I don't watch football, but I was reading the article. And I inadvertently scrolled down to the comments, which I don't normally do.
I always do that.
Dude, the first comment, he got the jab. Second comment, COVID shot. Third comment, like this. I mean, it's all these conspiracy.
What?
Like,
Yeah.
dude, you guys
Oh
also
my God.
football is also not safe. Like in a lot of ways, there's
yeah, exactly.
there's a lot of things that can happen. You know, like they're not like hockey players.
No.
You know what I mean? Like it's different.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just the right place at the right time.
What's funny is like, so I watched, so like all the stuff on Instagram was like, you know, DeMar Hamlin, like, oh shit, they like, I saw they like canceled the game and I was like, this must be bad because the NFL likes money and what's not good for money is canceling a game and not replaying it.
Yeah.
So I was like, DeMar Hamlin hit and you watch the hit and it's like, this is just like a
million
normal
hits you've ever seen.
normal football hit, right?
Yeah.
And then you see him like fall to the ground. I'm like, oh, this is gross. I can't watch it. Like, this is bad.
The question I have is like, you know, how's the NFL going to position that hit? Because there's no way you can go and say
Don't hit him in the chest.
Getting
Yeah.
tackled
Yeah.
is dangerous.
Yeah, that was like, I mean, it was like a fine
Yeah.
hit, right? It was like a
There's nothing
by the
wrong.
book
Legal
hit.
yeah.
It just, he hit him hard, right?
Well, and
Yeah.
then they said I was reading some articles about it, and a lot of doctors are saying that he happened to just hit him at the exact moment when his heart was at a resting beat, which caused it to go into cardiac arrest.
Yeah, that's what happens in car accidents when people hit the steering wheel, like, or you know, hit something so hard. It's like in between. It's like an interval. In between can cause an erratic
Right.
heartbeat or change, you know, the pattern or whatever, and you know that. And it's just like I think it's a freak
Totally.
Freak thing
This,
to
this
do.
is totally a freak thing.
because how many people have been tackled in football?
Yeah.
Millions.
Right?
Yeah.
And the first thing usually to go is your mind. You know, 'cause your brain gets like all tossed around.
Yeah, your brain's
In your
getting-
back.
But yeah, it was really scary to see. And
It was weird.
And
'Cause I don't even watch football. I just saw the update and I was
Yeah,
like,
me
oh,
either.
I
I
have
don't, dude. I can't remember the last time I watched a football game. I mean,
Yeah.
like a full foot where I was like into it. I mean, the Super Bowl I watched like the first half of last year.
I only watched the commercials, and I did other stuff during the game.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's okay.
but,
Yeah.
I mean,
well, as okay as it can
would
be.
you
I
let
mean,
your kids play football?
I mean, no. I
If
mean,
they wanted to?
I would be. No,
they could be the kicker.
for me, it's like the negatives really stack up. However,
Yeah.
I would never like if they wanted to play when they were able to play and it wasn't on my watch. That's different.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but I do think it's especially as a young kid getting tackled, just seems
It's
dangerous.
just not
Right.
good. It's not. I mean, you're still developing your brain and you're taking those hits, even with the helmet. I mean, the helmets.
They only
the
do
helmets-
so much,
The
yeah.
helmets are there just because the other dude has a helmet. Like it's like you're,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like with the rugby, and it's like way more violent. There's like hardly any of these like head injuries in rugby or anything like that.
I mean, there's probably still definitely head injuries, but it just
but
is
like, the CTE like related stuff, they don't have that.
Also, we are doctors. Take this as fact.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
we did not do any
See,
research.
there's my medical degree.
but look, this is
There.
just.
Oh, where'd
on
it go?
Google.com.
It's called the eye test. All right. Also, rugby sucks. So
that. It's a tough one. I mean,
You ever seen Invictus?
no. Was that the one with Matt Damon?
Yeah,
Nah, I like Matt
it's a good
Damon.
movie.
I haven't seen it.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
How about that Idaho murder? Have you been following that?
Yeah,
No.
I sent. You
What
see
is
that thing I
that?
sent you
What's
today?
that? What's that? What happened?
You didn't hear about this?
No, something with potatoes.
No, no, it's far worse.
Quadruple murder of Idaho University of Idaho
So
students.
basically, to set the stage, on November 13th, between the hours of like 4 and 4:25 or whatever, a guy walked into a home in Idaho and stabbed to death 4 college students,
Whoa.
2 girls, and then a couple. and they couldn't find him for
Jesus.
About a
6 or
month.
7 weeks.
2
yeah.
weeks? 2 months?
Would they get up and walk away, or
He
Got on his Hyundai Elantra and dipped out.
yeah, and so what they did
White Hyundai Elantra.
is they found that he left a knife sheath at the scene of the crime.
sloppy criminals? Dude.
Well, that's the thing. What's interesting about this guy is this guy was studying. He was a PhD student studying criminology.
And he thought the knife was the best way to go. Fucking stupid. What is this? The fucking 1850s?
Well, so he thought
He's in Idaho, too. You could probably find an icicle.
Just throw potatoes at him.
he really like. It's an interesting story though, because what this guy studied and what he did, you would think, oh, he's he would know how to be a criminal. What he didn't study was how criminals do it. He was studying more about how criminal data is recovered and and the whole he's kind of a master at understanding what the police are going to look for. But he didn't realize that when you're actually murdering somebody, you forget about your plan. And then, there's all of these things that happen.
Interesting.
So there's part of this is thinking that he was actually it was an experiment for him. Which is
gross
which
and
is so
weird.
scary and fucking just crazy. But here's the craziest part. So he murders these kids. And then he waits for his dad to fly in from Pennsylvania. And then him and his dad drive together back home, as they plan to do every year. Right? So he's driving with his dad. His dad has no idea his son. I mean, the guy is innocent until proven guilty. I'm going to go ahead and say probably did it, just based on all of the
Yeah, the
evidence.
facts are pretty overwhelming.
The digital breadcrumbs that are just flowing. Changed his license plate 5 days after, did a deep clean on his car. FBI was onto him. Wearing gloves in the supermarket. Innocent, right? So imagine you're driving with your son. Ha ha ha, eat a Subway sandwich, la la la, whatever. You had no idea that your kid's a murderer, right?
A quadruple murder.
Yeah. And then they pick him up in Philadelphia.
Damn.
2,500 miles away. And he just, really, they have no motive necessarily for this.
This seems so weird. To murder one? Not only one, fucking four people?
By knife.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some sadistic, weird, fantasy type shit. That's not like, I want to poison somebody and mess with their bodies. That's like, I want to know what it feels like to kill some
Exactly.
people.
Like, and also, can I get away with it?
Yeah.
Like,
that's the, dude,
it's really weird, dude.
I mean, like, I know it's like Bernie Madoff and this dude that killed people, like, totally different. But, like, is the thrill of doing it is, I'm going to say it is better than the thing that you get from the thing. It's the thrill that you got away with it. It's the thrill that, like, I'm going to fucking do this and no one's going to catch me. And I'm going to be this person or this whatever, this event that happened.
Yeah.
No one's going to know that I did it. It's like the thrill is better than the thing, or the chase is better than the action, or whatever, right? Like,
I mean, they have data of him, like, cell phone data of him going up the street, watching, turning around. He'd go up the street and just sit there.
And then right after he did it, too, then he turned his phone off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I mean,
It's not like he killed them and then drove off. Like, he killed them and then he still hung around, like, went to class, did all these things, and, like...
yeah, like, I gotta act normal. What's too normal? What's not normal enough?
Exactly.
Do I call my dad? Do I...
And people
do
were
I get the
saying-
soda from the vending machine? I always get a Diet Pepsi from the thing. Do I do it? What if they see me on the camera? What if they see that I don't get it? And they think that I'm like, I mean, this guy's gotta be thinking about all this shit.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that the police were telling people to look out for, like people that are acting strange, erratic, whatever.
Carrying knives, it's probably a
Right.
red flag.
But a
A little bit of
sociopath...
blood on him?
Yeah, without a sheath.
No sheath.
No, absolutely no sheath. I only walk around with Shemettis. Not machetes, Shemettis.
Shemettis are
Just walk around with a
dangerous.
K-bar. This is normal.
Well, that's what he had. And what's really weird about the whole... Here's the thing, like, you commit this horrific crime, right? And how are you not, like, just fucking covered in head to toe blood?
That's what I was thinking. Like, how did this guy... Did he American Psycho this shit and just fucking hazmat up? Like...
No,
So
'cause
he killed him in like a dorm?
in, like, a house.
Yeah, like a
Like
off-campus
they were
house.
all living
Yeah.
in a house.
And
he just,
one of the girls
How do you kill-
apparently
I mean,
saw him.
you said it was like 4 or something in the morning?
Like, he just walked right past her, right?
Yeah. And I'm like, well, first of all, and he was wearing a COVID mask. Scary, like all black COVID mask. Kind of reminds me of the Stockton serial killer. and walks right by this girl. Doesn't kill her.
And apparently she was like so stunned, like she couldn't do anything, which obviously.
Weird, right?
You know what's so interesting? So I'm reading this book right now called Idiot Brain, and it's about like it's about all the weird shit that your brain does that maybe is not like either as we think or like not adapted to like how we act now, right?
Yeah.
And they talk about like the fight or flight system, but like it's really like the fight. There's like two other ones that they put. Basically, it's like fight and then like be still and then flight. There's like this other thing where you go into, and you hear about this all the time. And I mean, we've all done it. I'm sure been in situations where like, or you hear about like, I didn't know what to do. I couldn't move. Like where like something's happening to you and you're like, the only thing I could do is be still to like get the predator away from me to think that I'm like not here or something like that. And you hear about that all the time. It's not fight or flight. You don't like fight or run away. There's like this other lane that your brain goes into where like, you just need to like be still. Like, I think that's weird too, because you said that this lady just like couldn't do anything. I mean, like, you hear about people all the time like, why didn't you call the cops? Why didn't you do this thing? And it's like
I don't fucking know why.
Like, dude, I honestly don't know. Like, I don't know. I was in lizard brain. Like it fucking all went black.
That's the issue people were saying though, is like, why didn't the roommate call the cops? And the reality is like, you don't know what that person's, because I've thought about this too, and I'm like, it doesn't make sense like why you wouldn't immediately, because I guess she saw him, he left, she went in her room, locked the door, and then not till noon somebody calls the cops. Well, I'm thinking, you're just not there.
Yeah.
Wondering like who this person was. You also have no context. Just a guy in your house.
Yeah.
There's also a party house. Like it's a party house. People are always there.
Yeah.
Sure, it's a little weird. He probably didn't have a knife on him, but at 4 a.m., like, is it dark enough to not see that he's covered in blood? How is he not making a mess walking around the house?
Yeah, that's weird.
Like,
that's bizarre. I mean, he must have just like covered their mouth and just like.
I don't know. I don't know. It's
terrible.
There's so many questions I have about that moment. I think not all of it's been released as far as that.
Right.
But imagine you're this girl and you know what this guy's height is, what his eyes look like, and maybe even what he smells like and how he walks, and you've had to keep it quiet.
Yeah.
Because that didn't come out till after they caught him. Whoa. So I'm sure that was part of her statement.
Yeah.
And they, just told her you can't say anything. And I mean, commendable. These kids who were going through this fucking traumatic thing worked with law enforcement. They didn't say anything. Nobody knew what this guy looked like, but there was a witness of like him leaving, assuming it was him, but she had no context, that she had no idea her friends were murdered.
Yeah, especially like if you're in that moment too. Again, it's like she's trying to like do all this mental gymnastics in like 30 seconds. Like,
right.
See this strange dude I've never seen, but like I trust the other people in the house. Maybe they invited him.
Yeah.
And if I call the cops, then that means I don't trust them, and that means they're gonna not like me. Why'd you call the cops on my friend? Like, yeah, we have people coming here all the time, and then like the moment's over, and then you're like,
fuck.
Okay, well he's gone. Like nothing happened to me.
Yeah.
Like that's what happened. But of course, on paper in a court, it's gonna be like, why didn't you call the cops? It's gonna be fucking bullshit anyway.
Well, it's just such a horrific crime, and
it's crazy that shit like this still goes on, honestly.
That's I think to me the most curious is that like why, but then I'm also thinking you're dealing with a planner, like a very organized criminal who may, obviously he's not like a seasoned criminal, but like he very much planned it, knew it, was staking out.
For
It turns out she had mentioned to people she had a stalker. The police like went to who they thought she was talking about. I mean, it was most likely this guy. She was most likely aware of this guy watching her. Ugh. And then the other two were just collateral damage.
That's like there's a bunch of like lawsuits against Apple right now for their AirTags that like stalkers are like people are using them to track not objects but people, like putting them on the underside of cars and stuff for their exes and shit like that, which is
fucked up.
Really wild.
The other weird thing with this Idaho thing was there was a suspicion that he could have contacted BTK.
Oh yeah, because his professor,
BTK,
serial killer, blind torture kill.
Yeah.
Who's in prison currently?
Yeah, his professor who he's studying under was the one who like wrote a book and had a relationship for a while with BTK. In order to write the book. So he may just have been obsessed with murder.
Yeah.
And he applied to be a volunteer cop. I mean, he also like he wanted to be in the military. I guess that explains the knife. I mean, I don't know, but or did he buy it at like a pawn shop or something?
I mean, you could buy a K-bar on Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can buy it with the. Can you buy it with the U.S. the Marine logo on it though?
Probably.
Oh, because I think they were looking for ex-military early on, but I think police do that to throw people off, just like they wanted to seem inept to a degree, so that the criminal got a little more ballsy, thinking, oh, they don't know who it is. I did it, you know, and he can lower his guard down.
Yeah, they have them on Amazon.
What, a knife with a Marine logo on it?
K-bar with the Marine logo. $97.
You want to order some? 97? Damn,
No.
This guy's got fucking money.
So you wonder, you know, was that? I'm assuming he was planning this whole thing.
That's crazy.
It's so scary.
He was in they're college, right? College kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was 28, a PhD student, and they were, 21, 20. I mean, these are probably juniors.
Yeah.
That's like when all these like school shooters, or not school shooters, I mean, obviously, yes, them, but like the movie theater stuff. Like, I still get weird stuff about going to movie theaters. Like,
After the Dark Knight one.
yeah, that one was
nuts
we talked about
in
this
Colorado.
a few times, but
Yeah.
I mean, that was like, what the fuck, man? Like, you really can just walk in and just start blasting.
I get it too. When I'm at the theater, I will see somebody like go in toward the exit, like not back into the theater atrium, but like going out the exit, and of course they just are going out the wrong way,
Right.
you know. But I'm thinking
Like,
that's what he did.
Like,
What are you
this is
doing?
it.
Yeah.
yeah, like I'm always a little uncomfortable,
Yeah.
Yeah.
with that, and it's because of the Colorado Dark Knight thing.
100%.
You
That's
know,
just
whenever I
terrifying.
go in like a movie theater, I'm like, all right, where's our
Yeah,
way
where's
out?
the exit?
Yeah.
And you're
Where's
like,
our
cool,
way out?
there's one.
Yeah.
And it's right where they would walk in. Right by it.
It's a scary time, and like the Idaho thing is like that happened, and that's like Moscow, Idaho. That's like as north as you get to like the Washington border is like 9 miles.
Really?
Like it's like this tiny little place. The last murder they had was like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a pretty good record.
I want to know what other movies you have on your list that you haven't watched.
Oh man, we're back on movies. We've talked about movies and people killing people for like 3 hours. That's all we've done. Not 3.
I love it.
Like 2.5.
I have to use the restroom.
Go for it.
Go for it. So you're gonna make me move a dresser tomorrow with you, huh? Where are we moving it from?
I don't know. This is at my dad's house.
Oh, it's at your dad's house.
Yeah, I said, I need you to help me help my dad. My dad was like, my mom messaged me and my brother. It was like, hey, can you guys come over tomorrow? Help dad move a dresser. He needs some muscle. I was like, you.
Is it bolted to the ground? Would it need 6 grown men to move
probably
this
like a
dresser?
fucking armoire or some
Dude,
shit. Like,
I've moved a few armors
I
in
know.
my day. Got it on lock. You get me there, I'll tee this thing up.
and my brother's like, I'm going to help Monday. My mom's like, Sam works.
I can help Monday, not the question, bitch.
But I was like, I can be there at some point. If you can't, I can ask Tyler if he's able to, but no guarantees.
Where are we moving it? You don't know.
Dude,
you just got a text saying, I
have
need help moving a dresser.
no goddamn
You think it's
clue.
one of the big dressers up in the room? Like that, the main one?
I think it might be.
Okay.
Or maybe they got a new main one.
Yeah.
They got to move the current main one out.
You know when you see people dressed a certain way and you just judge them immediately?
Yep.
You know what's at the top of my fucking list? And I don't know why. I don't know what bad experience I had with this certain kind of person. Is like a construction dude or like a Caltrans guy off the clock in like a normal setting. Ooh. If I see you wearing like work pants, boots, and like a neon green shirt and a vest, I just think you're an asshole.
But you're just like grocery shopping?
And you got out of your 2500 Dodge Ram, I just like think you're an asshole. Like, I don't know why. I just been like rubbed the wrong way by these like construction worker guys. I don't know why.
How many are you coming in contact with?
I don't know, at work, like they all come in and they're like, yeah, I'm here from whatever to get a whatever.
And
it's
you're like, I got a Dodge Ram, 1500. They're
and
like,
it's like
1500?
like,
I
yeah.
drive a 3500 Duramax.
yeah, it's like, you had to wear your vest to come in here, dude. You couldn't have taken it off.
I mean, you
you got
never
off the
know.
job site and you wore it all the way in the car, and then you wore it all the way in here, and you wore it in Rayleigh's. What are you doing? Take it off, dude. And like they're usually all nice. But
Walking in with their hard hat on.
I just picture them like just having big old like MAGA stickers and like shit on their truck, and I'm like, but they're all probably nice. They're all probably very nice people. But it's just that type. That's a bias. Like I have to check.
Not all of them.
Not all of them. There's definitely some assholes just entitled. I work harder than you bullshit. That's the vibe. That is the vibe. That's the vibe. Is like I do manual labor. Because
you chose the wrong profession, motherfucker.
That's just what I do.
You realize you had a choice,
and you work behind the counter. So like, I'm better than you because I do man's work, and I get up at 4:30 a.m. and I'm gonna
go. You know what? Yeah,
have Alzheimer's.
I chose this
because
I like AC.
Yeah, and heater in the cold.
Well, not on the lobby though. We don't have heater in the lobby either.
Also, you know what word I wish was not offensive? That I
do know what word you're gonna say. Oh, not the word I thought you were gonna say.
What word did you say you were gonna say? You can black all this out. Who cares? Oh, that's sometimes a good one. I don't know if this is gonna stay in here at all.
I don't think it is.
But like, God, I parked at Rayleigh's today, and I was like, God, that guy parked like a fucking. And I was like, you can't say that, even though like he did. He took up 2 spots. And one of them is a light pole. How do you take up a light pole spot? Like he parked like, and you can't say that anymore.
It's like in Tommy Boy when he's doing the.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry.
And it's a great fucking scene. Yeah. You watch that now on TNT, and it's like
And so I googled, and it like has like a triangle, like it's toxic, and it says offensive.
Oh wow!
And it's like wow,
interesting. Yeah.
It
is obviously, but I didn't know that there was.
I'm not saying I get some like fucking noble experience from saying the word, but like sometimes it describes the actions of people.
It's a
valid word. Now the other word, that's not cool.
No, right?
We don't say that one. That one I don't agree with.
Yeah,
I feel like I could drop every once in a while and let it fly.
Jesus. So are there ever words that like include a word that you're not supposed to say? Like something's like
oh God, you part like a
yeah, like, and then you're like, well, I can't
thing.
Okay, like yeah, like fireproof,
or like you read an old book and it says, but it's like from the record or something. I don't know, and you're like, whoa, you could say that, but it's like I guess there is another meaning.
I think the vernacular has many limits today.
This guy parked like an idiot. An idiot doesn't even begin to get on the poorness and the lack of quality.
I mean, that's yeah, I understand the frustration.
Yeah, I'm very frustrated.
Who do we write a complaint to?
Frustrated because I can't say it.
I mean, just more of like understanding that they're just, you're restricted.
But it's like, are we not going to be able to... This is like a whole... I'm going to go... Like, are we not going to be able to say jackass anymore because it's like offensive...
To donkeys?
To like donkeys? I mean, like, really, that's not that far removed PETA has a word, has something about it. You can't say kill 2 birds with 1 stone anymore.
Oh yeah, what are you supposed to say?
Feed 2 birds with 1 scone. Yeah, hit me with that one, dude.
No, you're joking.
I'm not.
No, he looked this shit
I
up.
looked
He's
it
got
up.
like a whole list of them.
Hold on. We need to stop the pod for a second.
Yep, feed 2 birds with 1 scone.
That's the replacement?
That's the replacement.
That's PETA's
You know what that is?
What?
I can't wait to have the button hard on this one.
I can't believe it's feeding 2 birds.
Feed 2 birds with 1 scone. Okay, hold on. We'll
Do you
look
have the rest?
The question
I can probably
is,
look it up, dude.
is, when you're feeding those 2 birds with 1 scone, is it during a pandemic?
Maybe, dude.
Shit.
Yeah, you do.
Because I don't think you could do that.
Okay, instead of be the guinea pig, be the test tube. Beat a dead horse. Feed a dead horse.
Yeah. How are you feeding a dead horse?
Yeah, I know I'm feeding a dead horse here.
Who like that? That's what I
Also,
know,
imagine feeding a dead horse.
How are you?
Oh fuck. Okay, hold on. There's a couple more. Bring home the bacon. Bring home the bagels.
What?
Take a bull by the horns.
But what if you actually
take
bought
the
bacon?
flower by the thorns? This is pussy shit.
Who's making these rules up?
I don't know. Some nerds that fucking know how to use Excel and know how to make it fucking red and green.
Oh my god.
Oh, bigger fish to free. I got bigger fish to free. Like, this isn't a joke. This is on PETA's website, PETA.org.
But like, people are actually gonna stop and go, oh, gotta
shit, I
feed two
can't believe I
birds
just said
with
that.
I
one
know I'm
stone.
feeding a dead horse here, but
Yeah.
it's like people go like, what the fuck are you saying?
Yeah.
They're all.
I see.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
Well, hey, when are they gonna get rid of the idea of killing time?
Oh,
Fuck.
Because I mean that implies murder. That's sadistic.
decimation,
Yeah.
desecration.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just wasting time.
Just wasting time. You can't kill time anymore.
Like it honestly could go on, and I do worry that there's going to be a time when you could get in trouble for just speaking out of turn.
Yeah.
Like
You didn't raise your hand. You're out of here.
Yeah.
yeah, like I am worried about that because it seems like we're getting really in the weeds.
Yeah. You could just start. You
Yeah.
literally pick anything. You could pick anything and be like, that's offensive. That's offensive.
Yeah,
That's offensive.
Like I'm waiting for the time when they're like, okay, from now on, like, criminals have to like you have to wear a specific like outfit before you rob somebody. You know, and you have to wear like, you know, white or something to like let them know you're coming. You know, like instead of like you can't hide in the shadows. You know, like there's gonna be like rules to like robbing people.
And you can't stop a criminal because that's like infringing upon the rights. Like,
Yeah.
it's their right to rob the bank.
Well, also you don't want to accidentally shoot them.
It's like, I think that's really, really wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
But I mean, I am like, you know, not, you can delete all of this, but like, we're getting to a point where, like, especially in California, where like, basically crime is like legal, and like, and we don't. It's like,
especially in the Bay Area.
yeah, it's basically the purge,
Yeah.
but for like, you know, whatever you
Every
want.
day.
yeah. Yeah. It's
And I'm just like,
it's tough.
I'm not that guy, but I'm like, dude, you're making me that guy.
Yeah.
Like, you're-
exactly. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Like,
Yeah. Not a fan.
no. Totally.
Not a fan. Like, you go down to the Bay Area, and like, I think I've mentioned this before. Like, you roll through McDonald's, get your Happy Meal, free homeless person, you know, fucking drive off,
Yeah.
you know. And eventually, I'm just like, I'm terrified that this is going to be some new norm of
Yeah, and if you like speak out, if you show any inclination that like you're just not a fan of the homeless person hanging around your kids,
yeah.
you're like, you bigot.
Well,
You
I'm
fucking
not,
bigot.
But I'm not a bigot because it's like the homeless people that we have that I have seen because I live here like you guys do. They are by and large drug addicts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not just homeless because they don't have a home. They're home because if they had one, they're homeless because even if they had one, they wouldn't be able to fucking find it. Like,
They probably do have hopes.
like that. Well, they all
They're trying to
have-
find it this whole time. They're just wandering around the same East Roseville Parkway
yeah.
for
and they just
20
end up with
years.
everybody else looking
Riverside
for
dude.
the same thing.
Got crazy lady.
It's just this is it's getting so out of hand, and we're now calling them our what is it, our what are they, unhoused neighbors?
Unhoused neighbors.
Yeah, they're
yeah.
unhoused, temporarily unhoused, even though it seems pretty fucking permanent to me. But
Unhoused neighbors.
yeah, that's wild.
I mean,
Like we went to a Kings game like 2 weeks ago and driving downtown Sac. It's like, I mean, there's like fucking shanty towns, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you. I mean, this is like a whole podcast. I don't know how you fix the homeless problem, but like, it's definitely not getting any better.
no.
At least here, it's not. I mean, whatever they're doing, it's not fucking working.
But isn't it kind of the same thing? Like, instead of calling the pest guy, you're actually just lacing your house in candy canes and lollipops. Aren't we not creating it?
Yeah.
Because we're like, oh, you're homeless. Here's free food. Don't worry about a job. Enjoy your city.
Yeah.
No rules. Wild, wild west.
Yeah.
Spread COVID. Spread fucking whatever you want. Bring back the plague.
Yeah.
Why don't you?
Also,
whatever you want.
Do you want to go to jail? It's probably where you want to go, so you have a roof over your head. It's like it's a
Like an actual bed.
yeah. What do you fucking do?
But most homeless people, like, I mean, the reports, at least from the county, say that the recidivism, yeah, the rate in which they return to homelessness is like well over 90%. So like
Wow.
they help some of these people, And
You
then
got
they
a
end up
10% return rate at best.
Yeah, and then they end up going back to homelessness because there's the drug problem.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole currency out there. There's a world in which they're not responsible for anything, but they get 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
And because
Their entire existence is just like, where do I sleep tonight? And am I going to wake up tomorrow? And where's my next meal coming from? Like they're literally living like hour by hour.
Yeah, but
day
like
by day.
if somebody if somebody's like, hey, I don't want to be homeless anymore, what do I do? I mean, we've spent billions of dollars trying to fix that.
Yeah.
But like,
or have we? Has it just paid salaries of people in positions to
do
like
that, yeah.
to that's like when politicians run, it's like, I'm going to solve the homeless problem. I'm going to stop the crime problem. It's just like give me your votes. Like, I'm just going to say I'm going to solve that shit.
Yeah.
And it never gets solved. Also, that's a fucking Ponzi scheme because they can just get a bunch of fucking money for it. Say we're spending all these billions of dollars on helping homeless people, build a couple shelters. And meanwhile, it pays all these other fucking politicians like 6 figures a year just to be on the board of like the homeless sanctuary board.
If you solve a problem, there are no jobs.
There are no.
So
yeah,
these guys figured it out a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like nobody gets
It's all done by design.
Yeah, nobody gets into public service to be a savior. They go into public service to be rich.
Yeah.
To be wealthy.
Yeah.
To write laws that benefit them.
The people that seek power are least likely to be fit for power. That's fucking always
historical.
I read a whole other book about this called Corruptible. It's literally about this.
You need to stop reading books.
Like, why do we elect people that are shitty into power? How do they get power? Why do they stay? Does power corrupt people or vice versa? And of course, it's like it's all of those things. But like in a nutshell, the people that seek power are power hungry and want the power, and that's bad. Like that's not good. We don't want people that want the power.
Yeah.
Like that's not a good recipe. Like it's just not. But like, what else are we supposed to do? The only people that we can elect are the people that want the power because that's how our democracy is set up is, you run and you get your thing and blah, blah, blah. But like, if you're seeking power, you're probably not like best fit to like make decisions based on a larger population, a larger scale than yourself. You're going to be making decisions based on your little circle. And like, I don't know. Or it could be like people want to do good, right? Like, let's say I want to do something good and I get into power. And then I realize like, oh shit, I don't even have to do anything good, and I can get all these perks, and I can just pretend like I'm doing some good stuff. Like, that doesn't sound so bad, right? I can help my friends out, help me out, help some people out, but like, I don't really have to do anything.
I just want to know, like, what do they do?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because,
I honestly don't know. It just seems like a lot of like misdirecting and like postponing and like going to meetings and voting on stuff, and then it's just like, okay, well, what fucking happens? This is like
the whole Congress thing. Did you see this? Like they
like fist fighting.
They couldn't get the Speaker of the House, right? So like fucking 15 times later, because they all go and they vote, and they don't come up with a vote that equals a clear winner. So they go again, and they go again, and it's like this one asshole is trying to get the Speaker of the House job. And he keeps losing, but the other guy isn't getting enough votes. But like he keeps losing the Speaker of the House, keeps losing, and it's almost like reminds me of one of those games you take your kid to the fair where you're like, even if you lose, you win. Because that's what happens. This guy just lost
Even if
until
you
he
don't
won.
whack all
He
the
literally just
moles.
lost 14 times and then won.
He literally lost until he won. Like failing
Politics
upward.
is bizarre.
Yeah, it really is
So
bizarre. And I wish
weird.
somebody would just come out and admit it and say, look, the whole thing is
Well, it doesn't help that this shit was written like 300 years ago.
Yeah.
Can we make some amendments?
but like I don't think it was written from a place of purity then either. Like, I mean, how different is it from the Magna Carta? Like, how different is it from England's constitution? I feel like we've done nothing but go full circle. And we probably talked about this at some point, but this is like, I want to see somebody come out and say, look, I admit it. It's a sham. The whole thing's a Ponzi scheme. The whole thing's a sham. Like, when you go and you pay your taxes, and like, say you make, let's just say somebody makes $100,000 a year, right? Okay. And they're like, I had a great year, made $100,000. And the IRS comes in and goes, all right, you owe us, $15,000, $20,000 or whatever it is. Right. And then, you don't have it. So you make payments to the IRS or whatever. And they're like, well, since you aren't paying the full amount, there's interest. And it's like, is it a loan? Are you charging me for money you're stealing?
Yeah.
because you are like you're basically just charging somebody for money that they can't pay you right now.
Yeah.
So that money goes to people that can't make decisions after 14 rounds of two monkeys fucking a football. And then they finally come into the 14 times of losing, you win.
Yeah.
That's what we're paying for. That's what they're taking your money and using it for, or purporting to. It's actually preposterous. And everybody wins but us.
Yeah.
And I'm not anti-taxes.
No.
I'm just saying I want to choose where mine go.
Yeah. I think we talked about this maybe
Yeah, we probably did.
at some point, but like how cool would it be to be like, even if it's fucking whatever, what is it when you take a pill and it doesn't work?
Placebo.
Placebo. Even if it's placebo, you check the box. I want it to go to national parks and education. I want all my taxes going there. Even if it doesn't do anything, I'm at least going to feel better as a taxpayer. Like, hey, I'm going to choose where 50% of my taxes go. Let's say the other 50% goes wherever the government wants it. But like, hey, I want to choose where it fucking goes, right?
Yeah.
And people can go to, I want it to go to like fucking gun safety. I want it to go to whatever, the homeless thing. Like, I want to be able to check a box. Like, that would feel at least a little better. Maybe I wouldn't feel like I'm getting bent over
Just
a barrel.
totally reamed.
Totally reamed, right? Yeah. And then you get taxed on that, and then you get taxed when you buy stuff.
Yeah.
It's like you get taxed again.
Not in Oregon.
Not in Oregon.
No.
Like, fuck, man.
But
and I get we live in the United States. It's the greatest country in the world. Like, I do believe that. Like, I don't think that that's fake. I do think America is the best place to live. I don't think that that's...
It's a lot better some other places.
I think it's way better than most places.
Mm-hmm. But is it better? Is it better than most places because you pay a just ridiculous, disgusting amount of federal taxes for a place that really is supposed to be like the dream? I mean, like, the harder you work, the more somebody you don't even get to see who they look like takes.
Yeah, probably.
Is that why we're the best country?
It's the same vein, taken on a smaller scale, why California is like maybe the best state to live in. It's like you pay the most to live here, but it's like, God damn it, it's fucking awesome. We don't have hurricanes. There's gonna be an earthquake that's gonna sink LA, but I don't live in LA, and I'm an hour away from the snow. I'm an hour and a half away from the snow.
And that's all factual. But California, unfortunately for me, having lived here my whole life, like, I love it, but I'm seeing a change in the tune. I'm seeing a change in like our government, California's government, wanting to take more and actually do less. Like less infrastructure repair. The damn things aren't considered. We have record rainfall with all these things, and it's like, unless it's a social issue, we're not spending money on it.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
true.
hot. It's not hot.
Yeah, and I feel
it's
like
a not a sexy thing to
Yeah,
be like, we're
and
gonna fucking build new roads.
yeah, and I feel like if you have, let's say you fix all your social problems, and then we have a flood, and then everybody who got their social win dies.
Yeah.
That's a loss.
Yeah.
Like, protect your investment. Protect your investment of the political,
This is why people like moved to
socio-political.
Texas and shit. That's why people moved away.
Now, see, I think California's great, and I would never want to live in Texas. I have no desire
Same.
to leave this state. Like you said, you named all the things I love about it. But like, if you go down to Southern California, like that's like a different state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's
I mean, you go to San Diego sometimes, right? I mean, it's like it's a
Haven't
total,
been in a while, but yeah.
But like Andrea's brother lives down there, and it's totally fucking different down
Yeah.
there. It's like
It's way
it's a
different.
completely different culture down there.
yeah, and I just want us to focus on making sure everybody has access to the same things, and not focusing on Twitter topics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want California to do, because it's such a great state that, like, if we do the things that will help everybody does win.
Yeah, I think we're in a weird time too, because like, you know, whatever political party you identify with, which I don't even really identify with a
horseshit.
political
It's all
party
horseshit
either.
anyways.
But like, I mean, we just want to let's find the middle ground. They're all separate, but like,
It's weird that those issues become segregated, right?
like gender identity is a huge one right now. I mean, I don't know if that's something we want to get into. That's a whole nother.
Well, yeah, that's
I feel like I'm not even well equipped to talk about that.
Yeah.
at all.
I don't even get it.
Yeah.
You know, it's-
we're
that-
canceled already for even saying it.
no, you're right, and that's
We
one
said
of those.
Trans Siberia Orchestra. Someone cancelled us already.
it hit a filter that the pod won't even run.
Yeah. It's
trying to log in.
It's just it's done. It's off. My computer just shuts off.
Starts smoking.
James' camera comes out. It's like you're done. So.
It's a weird time.
Yeah.
A lot of complex issues. A lot of complex people.
But isn't this how it's always been?
I think so. And I think we forget.
We always feel like we're on like the precipice of like, oh, this is like the newest issue. But it's like our parents did the same thing. Their grandparents did the same thing. They always felt like, oh, well, the war and like the depression and the fucking and the stock market. Like everything is always like, oh, that's the next big thing. Like it's just going to keep going on. And there's always going to be a flavor of the month, week, whatever it is. Like we always feel like we're on like the breaking, like this is the new thing. It's like this shit's been going on forever. There's always stuff to argue about.
And I have to remind myself of that too every time I see something that's just ridiculous that like people probably thought this at one point.
Yeah.
But I do think that the focus today is like not on improving our lives with the things that we use, the things that we all common. Like we don't try to seal a common bond. We focus on the things that make us different. Mm-hmm. And we somehow think that if we focus on the differences, that will unite us. But I think that actually ends up kind of dividing you.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. And I just, without being specific on purpose,
Totally.
it's just something I like to see get resolved by people. You know, like we just cannot live that way.
No.
That seems to be getting worse. You know, hatred. It's like, that seems to be very, like, it was cool for a while. Like, who do you hate? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Check this out.
Yeah, check this out. I found a new one.
Yeah. Like, it's just weird. Like, everybody seems angry.
Yeah, it is
you
weird.
know? I don't like that.
Yeah, me either. All right, do we need to wrap this shit up?
Yeah, I'm fighting a migraine. I forgot to eat.
Oh,
no.
The cookies didn't hold you over? What the fuck, man?
No, it just kind of started to hit me. I was like, what the fuck?
All right, well, Jourdan, thank you, brother.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate you.
You're
the best, dude.
You guys are the
looking
best.
forward to this all week.
And you know what? And I actually do too. I look forward to it when you
Cool.
guys mention pod. I'm like, yes,
Same.
this is so great.
Same.
We need to go and see a movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a
And then,
like a film?
Yeah.
Do we need to go see a film? Like a
when
film?
you go see a film.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're going to the film.
Because that was fun. I enjoyed that.
That was great. All right. Yeah, of course. That's it. Whenever next time.
We'll see.
Bye.
Bye.